I just can't believe this hasn't been dropped.
I really can't either.
Just out of the embarrassment for everything going on.
I can't believe it happened to begin with.
I can't either.
Oh,
I would just sit there. If the officer said don't move, I would just sit there until he told me to move.
Well, the more amazing thing, okay, so you got the one officer that was obviously really ticked off, but look at the collection of officers up there with Sheffler's car. How can one not be a voice of reason saying, this is the number one player in the world?
Yeah. He's got his credentials. He's in a marked car.
He might have made a mistake here. We can cite him, give him a citation. You go on, you go play your round. I mean, they made a huge deal out of nothing, it looks to me.
This is from the city of Louisville.
I just don't do their job, though, so I don't want to say that because they, all the time, you don't know what's in a car or anything like that.
Let me ask you this. Did you see anything in this video?
No, not in this video.
That would require anything more than even a warning.
No.
And he got arrested for this.
No, and Scotty Sheffler, we know, is a great human being and all of that. I'm just saying it's a bad situation, it was a bad look, but there's a lot going on there, and this guy may not know that there's courtesy cars and stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Look, this is a tough job. I'm not denying this. Somebody could be pulling in with a bomb, and you've got to be extra careful, and you've got to be attentive and all that kind of stuff. I'm just saying with that many people, there is no way collection of 8 to 10 guys, none of those guys knew who Scotty Sheffler was.
By the way, he had his identification. I mean,
it just seems like common sense would win out in this situation.
And Todd does a lot of events, so he knows this. If I am a person of authority and I tell you, stop, we're working on doing something here. I know you got places to be, but stop, we got to do something here. And you drive through me telling you to stop.
What if a police officer told me you turn in right there? And I'm turning in. I think you're a security guard. I've already been told by
but
Louisville
this is
police.
the headliner of Bonnaroo, basically.
Yeah,
you're going to let that guy in.
But still, I'm telling you to stop. We're working to get you in. We're going to get you in.
Yeah.
It's raining and dark right now. We're going to get you in.
I'll tell you what Louisville needs to be working is to drop these charges before they look even worse than they already do.
Yeah. All right. That's the end of the show today. Thanks for being with us. 9 a.m. Central Time tomorrow. And we'll be back with you live. Don't forget, a live new Pennant Gray starts in here in about 5 minutes over on Disrupt the Media. You can get that there or here on the Next Round YouTube channel. Find the button at the bottom to go to Disrupt the Media. And then the Meltdown at 2 o'clock today. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live will share the latest interviews and videos from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and campuses all over the college landscape. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Live Daily Show. Jim, Lance, and Ryan will share their thoughts, and remember, you can always see the old shows on the Next Round Live YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, and don't forget to comment. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. It's Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
You've been wearing that thin, raggedy t-shirt for years now, and people cannot stop whispering and staring in your vicinity. We've all been there. Luckily, there's a solution to your lack of fashion and social cues. At NextRound.store, they have plenty of options when it comes to a variety of shirts and hats. Once you start putting that Next Round gear on, be prepared to make new lifelong friends and hundreds of unforgettable conversations. Hope you like random high fives in the street, because that's what you're getting after visiting NextRound.store.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live is dedicated to giving you daily news conferences and practice video from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and around college football. Follow and compare to the sites you used to visit. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Daily Show. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. See more at nextroundlive.com.
The World Wide Web is a large place. Find all your favorite people and content in the same spot. NextRoundLive.com is full of wonderful tidbits about the show you know and love. Find our gear, listen to your favorite personalities, follow our socials, and enjoy your trip to NextRoundLive.com.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section. at nextroundlive.com. Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Back with you live now in the next round as we get going. Memorial Day weekend. We're going to talk a little bit about our friends with Folds of Honor coming up in our next segment. We're all decked out in some shade of red, white, and blue today.
Dude, we got a brigadier general on the show. Is that the highest ranking member of the armed services we've ever had? General Pocopanni is coming on?
I think it is.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had a brigadier general on the show.
Trying to think. Does he outrank Saban?
Oh, boy, that's debatable.
We'll ask him.
circles.
We'll ask his opinion. I'll let you ask that one.
I mean, who takes orders from who at that point? We will talk about Folds of Honor, our great friends who do great work there, coming up in our next segment. Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Rockstar off again today, back with us on Tuesday, I assume. I don't know anybody's schedule here in the summer. Tyler is doing Rockstar's job. Lunsford is here supporting his Las Vegas Aids. And there is Forrester on that back row as well. Taylor Korn still in Europe, still doing some social media stuff. Tim Melton's getting ready for the Meltdown coming up at 2 o'clock Central today. Another live episode of our Pop Culture Daily podcast. Emily Grace McWhorter wrapped up a live version of the Pennant Grace yesterday. You can get that wherever you get that on all of our platforms. It's our Braves and Major League Baseball podcast. And I know she's got a little beach trip once we're done here. It's a holiday weekend. No live show Monday. We're back with you Tuesday, as usual, from Nashville, Tennessee.
Yes. We are going up. On 3 Sports is having a nice little event. We're going to have some interesting guests. We are planning on being poolside at the W Hotel up in Nashville doing the show on Tuesday.
So Shirtless Tuesday.
That's right. Yeah.
On the show. We look forward to that coming
Wear
up.
the trunks.
Yep, Shirtless Tuesday. Looking
right.
forward to
That's
that.
when
You
I
get to show
usually
your tat.
I get to pull this up.
That's
Show
right.
the tat.
Show that definition.
Sun's out, guns out, Jimmy
That's
D.
right. Looking forward to that on Tuesday up in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
We'll work that out. So it should be a lot of fun. A lot to get to today. I really don't want to talk about this settlement thing.
I was thinking about this. I was reading it earlier, and I got about 3 paragraphs down, and I was like, this is like going back to study hall in college at Old Gorgas Library and getting 3 paragraphs into a biology book and not knowing what I just read.
Yeah, well, the takeaway is players are about to become employees.
Can I tell you-
This was going to happen.
Well, they're not going to be employees, at least yet.
Well, they're going to be.
They're going to get paid by the schools. I'll tell you first off why I'm not as interested as some people. This is the announcement of the settlement from the NCAA and all the power conferences. Is because I'm not getting any extra money. I would be really excited if I was getting extra money. If I was a player that was going to get some of the settlement, I think, I'd be all in on this.
Well, what happens to the 10,000 plus athletes since 2016 that are supposed to get paid back? They haven't figured out what they're going to give them. What are they going to get, like a residual check for like $37?
Yeah. They're getting part of that $2.8 billion. That's
But it's
what
like
that
a class action suit is you don't get a ton.
Yeah, I just don't know how they cut it up.
Yeah. Like class action suits, they'll cut it up very small.
That's what I'm saying.
However, $2.8 billion gets divided of every athlete that's played since 2016 over the next 10 years.
Right. It sounds great on the surface, but these guys aren't really going to get paid. And elite guys that come in, your Jaden Rashadas, I hate to even use that name, those kind of guys are going to get paid.
I found last night, though, still a lot of people out there that do not want their college football players to be paid by the school. They think it ruins the sport.
I'd rather them be paid by the school than having to beg every big booster to pay millions of dollars. I'm friends with some of these big boosters. I'm tired of their pockets being empty. That means less golf for me, less free golf for me, less free drinks for me, less free
You
deals.
think that's going to stop?
No, but now they're asking you, you got to pay this. You got to pay this. You got to pay this.
It's going to continue. The collectives aren't going away.
I agree with Brown. I think now, if everybody, let's just say a set number is you're getting $10,000 an athlete, you're still going to have to overpay to get the guy to come to Michigan instead of Michigan State.
I mean, there's going to be a salary cap, and the way you're going to get around that salary cap is endorsement deals. And who do you think is going to fund those endorsement deals?
Yeah, but
the
it's
boosters that own the companies.
At least you're going to have, the TV money to tap into.
No, there's no
to
doubt
help
about that.
a little bit.
That's going to help some, but that's going to go towards the salary cap. And then once you get past the salary cap, I'm going to need my quarterback to be promoting Joe Johnson Chevrolet, Joe. So I need you to pay my quarterback $250,000.
But as you and I were talking about, now the school can do this other stuff. Like we could take the Alabama or Auburn basketball team maybe and go to Europe.
Yeah.
Play 5 games over there, and we can give all the ticket receipts to the players if we want to. I mean, there's different ways we can do it now to where, Boss Hogg, big fan of whatever SEC school,
I'm going to guess Arkansas.
Doesn't have to come out of his pocket so much. I want to go a different route.
Okay.
I want to go a different route because you've seen it all. And the Title IX probably going to put this in court again. So because, there's no way we're going to pay the women's softball pitcher the same we're going to play the football quarterback. So at some point there's going to be a Title IX lawsuit or a million of them.
I don't know if there will be.
I just want to go back to how dysfunctional the Pac-12 is and no longer is going to exist. Because of the release of tax records, the 2023 fiscal year is wrapped up. It was a booming year for the Big Ten. They once again made more revenue than anybody as they rolled in with $880 million. $880 million. That's a great payout for the Big Ten there. That ended up being $60.5 million per school. The SEC closed the gap, $852 million. They're going to get $51.3 million per school. Surprisingly, how far down from 852 to get to the ACC?
Well, I don't think they're even third. Are they third? I would have guessed the Big 12 was third.
I would
still third.
Still third?
Still
Okay.
third.
I would say more than in half. I would say 200 million.
I would say that too. $707 million is what the ACC broke
Well,
in.
why are they all? Why are they all beat up?
Stand pat.
$44 million per school is what they ended up getting.
The SEC got 51 and the ACC got 44, and we've been talking like Florida State's been talking
like they're starving.
like the ACC's about to get foreclosed on.
Yeah, we only get 2 meals a day.
Okay, here's what's amazing.
Here's what's $7 million.
Here's what's amazing. $603 million is what the Pac-12 brought in the fiscal year of 2023. The Big 12 brought in $510 million. So almost $100 million more dollars brought in by the Pac-12 than the Big 12. But the Big 12 schools got $44.2 million per school. The Pac-12 got $33.6 million. Pac-12 brought in $100 million more dollars and got in. Each school got $11 million less.
They're like a poorly run. They're like
you got a bad CFO.
Yeah, they're like the athlete that's got the financial advisor, and the athlete ends his career, and he's like, "Where's all my money?" And the financial advisor's like,
"We spent it."
I got some bad news for you.
Yeah, it gets worse. According to Sportico, Larry Scott, who was the Pac-12 commissioner on his way out, in 2009, got a $1.8 million home loan from the Pac-12, interest-free, 2009.
God, I wish I could have one of those.
$1.8 million interest-free home loan. You know how many payments he made?
I'm going to say 0.
He has yet to date made a payment
This is why
back
you
to the Pac-12.
Don't hire a tennis guy to be a
not one payment.
football
So the Pac-12 now owns that house, I would assume.
The whole loan comes due in full June 1.
And the Pac-12's got to pay the $1.8 million to cover the loan.
You've got an entire repo army coming after the Pac-12.
I mean, how dysfunctional was the Pac-12?
Well, I mean, they vanished
quite a bit. So they gave this guy a $1.8 million home loan, interest-free, and he never made a payment?
Yeah.
How does that even work? How does somebody at the league office not say, "Hey, Larry, I need to talk to you about the
Just
Larry, if you could look at that,
if you just show me in good spirit that
Larry,
you even know this exists."
Larry, if you could look at that right there, please.
How sketchy does he have to be?
I mean, do you ever think like, you know what, I'm not going to make my home loan payment this month? Do you ever think that?
No, it's automatic.
Lance, do you ever think?
Nope.
I mean, like first of the month, or really?
And it's one of those that I don't mind paying because I don't know about you guys, but I'm just wired. It's like, it's just part of life.
I mean, I like my house.
Like I had to get those
Comes
trees
out.
extracted the other day, and I'm like, what a waste of money. But I never say that when it comes to a mortgage.
No.
It's just part of
I mean,
it.
I like my house. I don't want somebody from the bank knocking on the door saying, "Brown family, we're going to need you out of the house in 2 hours." So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make that payment.
Yeah. Just if you're wondering why the Pac-12 doesn't exist, it may have started with just the hiring of Larry Scott. allegedly, off the record.
You know, this
My
Larry
opinion.
Scott, I didn't really know.
My opinion.
I knew
Do
he was
not
a tennis
reflect that
guy.
in the next round.
But I just wanted to pull, see if he had any other sketchiness that surrounded him. He's a former professional tennis player. He graduated from Harvard, and he's bilingual. He can speak French. Got to be a pretty smart guy. I don't know why he chose to speak French. But
I don't either, but I'll tell you what, he worked
C'est la vie.
he worked a heck of a home loan deal. I wish I could work that one. I guess if the Pac-12's holding the note.
He was the guy, you remember, the Pac-12 offices said it cost the Pac-12 $92 million in rent over 11 years.
$92 million in rent.
And what is the SEC in it? $1?
$1. But you remember
with $92 million, what could you have built with $92 million?
A lot.
Oh.
Oh, turn it up. I want to hear the math.
I want to hear the math.
Hey, don't you remember when me, you, and Suttles drove past the Pac-12 office?
Yeah. That's
that was it. Yeah, we were downtown. It was when Alabama was playing Clemson, and Suttles needed a lift to the San Francisco airport. And why were we downtown? What?
I don't know.
I don't know.
If you'll remember, I was asleep.
And I was like, hey, there's the Pac-12 office. Oh, I remember why we were downtown. We had to go to, that's when we worked for Cumulus. We had to go to the Cumulus stations down there. And
Drop off the equipment.
Yeah, they were shipping the equipment back for us or something like that. And we had to run it by.
I remember. We had gone to the Orange Bowl semifinal game.
That's right.
And our equipment never made it.
That's right. It never got shipped from the Orange Bowl back to Birmingham, and we had to leave before the equipment was there. So they were like, go get it from San Francisco. Yeah.
Because we were staying at the Cool Hotel on down on South
Clevelander.
Beach.
The Clevelander.
Yeah, and they forgot to...
not really a cool hotel.
No.
Shithole is what it was.
Guess what? Shipping department, not great either.
They forgot to send it back.
I remember doing the show in the bar the final day, and you were like, you took the equipment up there, and you're like, man, I don't know. The guy said he's going to ship it, but he just, I don't know. He didn't seem 100% on this.
He did not. Guess what? He was not.
And I told you guys, I'm going back to Birmingham. I ain't going to California.
And it never made it back to Birmingham. Well, I mean, it eventually made it back to Birmingham, but we had to leave for the West Coast before it made it back. So we were equipment free. But fortunately, we had a sister station out there. We had to go pick that equipment up. But it was right next to the Pac-12.
Take it back.
Yeah, take it back. Yeah. But that was a long way to say. We saw the Pac-12 offices, Lance. They were really nice. They got nice offices
I would
for
hope
that money.
so.
Yeah.
When you're paying basically $8.5 million a year.
Now, I would say, just me talking here, you could probably put the Pac-12 network offices a lot of places. You probably didn't have to put them right downtown San Francisco.
You didn't because, the SEC's in Charlotte.
Correct.
And they didn't have a team in North Carolina yet.
Yes, I know.
Hey, so I was talking to somebody yesterday about what we pay in rent, last night actually, post-graduation, about what we pay in rent here. I'm just doing quick math. I think they were paying $25,000 a day for the Pac-12.
Yeah.
A day.
That's insane.
What we pay rent here wouldn't get us a 2-bedroom in Los Angeles for an apartment.
I mean, it might.
No, not to the Uber driver I was talking to during the NCAA basketball tournament.
Well, you know
I mean, if you're in Beverly Hills, possibly.
You know what? I'd rather have this space than a 2-bedroom in Los Angeles.
Me too. We'd all be cramped in.
Yes.
You're the only one that slept up here,
Tyler
though,
would
right?
be in the closet. Right. I mean, literally like doing his job in a closet, and we'd have Lunsford out in the kitchen. Forrest would be working on the small little island if we were in a 2-bedroom apartment. Johnston RV Center bringing us the show. One more thing off of this settlement last night, and then we'll talk about Folds of Honor in our next segment. Brad Law of Village Vice, he and Zach Blackerby tackled this issue yesterday. You can get that over on War Damn Pods, a clip from them and how it could impact everything coming up after Brownie tells us about Johnston RV.
Hey, it's I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur, JohnstonRVCenter.com. They have repriced both of those lots, and they are so confident in their pricing, they will beat any price, and that is a nationwide guarantee on a comparable RV, any price. They're at Johnston RV Center. They love the United States military the way we do on this show. They know you are what has made America the greatest country in the universe. No questions asked about it. As a very, very, very small way of saying thank you, not just this Memorial Day weekend, but anytime. They give a great discount to uniform military and our United States veterans. Just ask about it. I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur, JohnstonRVCenter.com.
Okay, over at War Damn Pods, part of Disrupt the Media, you can find a link off of the YouTube channel you're watching right now, Next Round Live, or you can go to Disrupt the Media directly and find War Damn Pods there. War Damn Pods features great Auburn content like Village Vice with Brad Law and Zach Blackerby. This is Brad on the box on the right talking about with the new settlement where the schools will be able to pay the players directly how this could impact rosters, because part of this is going to be the elimination of roster limits. Here's Brad Law.
There's also in this legislation wording that removes scholarship restrictions. So now you're going to have power conference schools, Auburn's one of them, who can offer as many scholarships as they can afford to offer. And now you have student athletes making the decision. All right, do I go to school A where my percentage of the revenue share is much higher, but my playing time is lower because I'm scholarship number 120?
Sure.
As opposed to school B where I'm scholarship number 40, but my percentage of the revenue share is lower, or the pie from which I'm pulling from is smaller. Big stuff here in the summer of 2024.
Yeah. So you got to make decisions maybe on how much, maybe not playing time, it becomes money, possibly. Do you think roster limits go up?
No.
Or
I
they
think
go down?
What Brad is saying is technically true right now, but I think this is only temporary. So here's what I would imagine happens here, and you guys tell me if you think I'm a complete idiot, which I am a complete idiot, but tell me if I get this wrong. I think at some point, the major players here are going to get together and say, look, we've got a lot of money coming in, and we got a lot of money going out. We would all like to have less going out. Let's all agree on a roster limit and a salary cap. And now you guys all know how we're going to get around that salary cap. We're going to do NIL deals, but that's going to come from a different. But just from the athletic department, I would really like to only pay X amount of dollars per year. And it's easier for us to do this if we can agree on a much smaller roster. That's what's going to eventually happen.
Well, I mean, you look at the NFL model. You got 53 guys.
Right.
You've got a salary cap, and guys are able to go out and get endorsement deals, and they can max out as much as they want. I think the model is going to be much like
that's
that.
What
There's
I told
a reason.
Forrester, the number Brad went was to 120. I
think
was
it's like
telling
75.
Forrester, it
come
goes down.
It will.
I think it'll go
Eventually.
down.
Yeah,
Eventually.
it goes down.
Eventually it will. They'll agree on this.
Because if there's only a certain amount of money that I can, by rule pay them.
That's right.
Then I'm paying each player more if it's a smaller roster.
I think initially Brad is right. But again, this is, we're in the Wild Wild West right now. Nobody has gotten together and made rules. The NCAA is still running this thing. This is going to happen when all these schools pull away from the NCAA and say, we don't need you anymore. That's when the SEC and the Big Ten are going to head this up. And you'll end up with a smaller roster and a salary cap that the schools can actually pay. That's not going to limit what a player is going to make. A player is still going to make endorsement deals. But the school itself, the actual athletic department, not the collective, the athletic department, will only be able to pay X amount of dollars.
Well, the interesting thing is we always talk about player safety. We know nobody really cares about that. It's just kind of fodder. I don't think they do. We can play up to 16 games coming up with the 12-team playoff now. And you're talking about 16. They might expand that one day, and you're talking about lessening the roster.
Technically 17 if you play in your conference championship game, lose that, and then you have to play a first-round game, and then you go on to win the national championship.
So if you cut the roster by 25% and you're playing, an additional, 5-8% of games, math doesn't really work if you're really worried about player safety.
No, it does not. Yeah. But once you start paying players, you probably – the safety it's not less of an issue because the NFL is still worried about it, but it was a bigger safety issue when I wasn't paying the guys, right? When they were, massive air quotes here, voluntary participants. I was just paying their scholarship.
Dunaway, you really think they care about the safety of players?
I do.
So that's why the NFL doesn't take care of their veterans?
They take care of them better now than they ever have.
Oof. I think they care about having the players able to play in the games.
Oh, yeah. Look, they do care about the quarterbacks.
Yeah. I think they want to have all their roster available, so to the extent that matters.
The settlement and that discussion will continue for months and months to come, but that was big news yesterday. One more thing in the opening segment, but I took advice from this show, like we hope you do all the time with our great sponsors. And I immediately left here yesterday and went straight to the Cahaba Heights New York Butcher Shop, and I got myself a Boston butt. I'll pick it up Saturday morning at 10 a.m., and I'll eat on that all weekend because everyone else is out of town.
Yeah, look, I'm not positive you can still order these. I would give it a shot, though. Jim might be feeling a little nice today and might allow you to do this. It is reservations only. The Hickory Smoked Boston Butt that Dunaway is talking about, $39.99 fully cooked. The original location in Cabo Heights, the new location, Highway 119 in Greystone. Also, Memorial Day, ribs weekend. They'll smoke them for you. The slab spares, the slab baby backs, $28.99 and $29.99. You can call right now, the Greystone location, 205-703-8825. Cabo Heights, 205-970-7300. Tell Jim the next round sent you. Newark Butcher Shop, rare quality, well done service.
Daniel asked a great question. Can I get a Boston butt there that's not cooked and cook it myself?
Yes, sure can.
Okay.
Yep.
So there you go, Daniel. That answers that
I don't
question.
know why you would want to do that, Daniel, but some people enjoy, sipping a cold Bud Light.
Because there's a Brown in every crowd who thinks they can cook it better than
I'm telling you can't cook it better than Jim.
I don't think you can either.
Hey, I got a rib recipe I cannot wait to try.
Yeah, I can't wait till you do it too.
Oh, you're not invited.
I never am invited. I've seen Emily Grace at your house.
She has been to my house.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it
You've
on Instagram.
been to his house?
I have. It's
One
been
time.
Christmas a long time ago. I've been there picking him up.
Let me ask you this.
Ubering him somewhere.
I've never been invited to your house
Ever.
ever.
That's right.
Yeah.
See?
Ever.
Have you ever been invited to his house?
He used to come all the time.
Yeah, back in the day, but not his new one. I've never been invited.
I have the most inferior setup of the group. I don't want to lessen you guys.
I think that's more of a Maggie thing.
Yeah, I don't judge.
Just don't want you to come over and see how the other half lives on the show.
We feel on the other side of the tracks.
We feel equals here.
Yeah.
If you ever came and
I come to Dunaway's, I'll just leave before
That's why
dark.
I would be looking around this judging.
Okay, last thing is SEC baseball tournament. A little later start today because it's just the losers today. 3 o'clock, 2 games. Kentucky still alive after they beat Arkansas 9-6. They take on South Carolina, who lost a winner's bracket game to red-hot LSU last night, 11-10. I think we've settled the fact whether LSU is going to be in the tournament
Yeah, I
or not.
believe they played right in. I saw that Kendall Rogers guy still has Alabama in as a 3.
Yeah, I'm confident
in Norman. Yeah.
I'm confident Alabama will be in.
Yeah, he's pretty
Did
good.
I
at
see
it.
that Mincy's back?
Whoa, he came back.
I
Did he
saw
lie
him,
to us?
He had dinner with Peter Burns. I don't know if that was last night or 2 nights
Yeah, I
ago.
think he actually, gave middle finger to whoever brought him back to Chicago, but I think he's back.
Oh, wow. I need to check with Mincy.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have lied to us, would he?
No, I think he actually had to fly back, but I think he flew
Actually,
back.
I know Mincy. He could have been very confused by it. Could have thought the tournament was over.
Tennessee stayed alive, beat A&M 7-4. Mississippi State lost a good one with Vandy last night, 4-3. So 2 games today, 3 and then 6:30. Kentucky, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Mississippi State. LSU and Vandy waiting on the winners tomorrow. That double elimination until the championship game on Sunday. Out at the Hoover Met here in town. You can get your tickets at secsports.com and enjoy all the great SEC baseball. Softball started yesterday as well. Oklahoma. It was exciting for a second. Florida State tied it up 2-2.
What was the final?
And then the next at bat for Oklahoma, they scored like 3 runs. It was 11-3 Oklahoma over Florida State. UCLA beat Georgia 8-0. Today, Alabama plays. Alabama and Tennessee at 3. Baylor, Florida. I think Florida should go to the Women's World Series out of that series. Duke is at Missouri. Have a feeling Duke upsets Missouri there. Alabama, Tennessee. One SEC team obviously will go. I think it's Tennessee, heavy favorites. A&M at Texas. Texas will win that one. Arizona at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State will win that one. LSU at Stanford. I'll take LSU in the upset. I think we end up with 3 teams from the SEC. Florida, Tennessee, and LSU in Oklahoma City. We'll see how it plays out. We'll talk about Folds of Honor, a cause that is very, very close to our heart. In fact, I think this is a Folds of Honor tribute golf.
It is,
that I have
absolutely.
here
Yep, it is.
on right now. I bought that, and some proceeds going there to Folds of Honor. We'll talk about that great cause when we come back right here on the next round.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at ScottForresterTV.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Things fall apart. There's even a book about it, but that doesn't mean you have to break the bank to fix them. Ryan Brown here for the next round. Our friends at Mortgage Right have a new renovation option that will make repairs and other home improvements easy. If you've recently purchased a home and find yourself short on cash, or you're looking to buy a fixer-upper, Mortgage Right's renovation loan program can help you spruce up your space. Repairs can be made to your roof, plumbing, flooring, and more with the help of top-notch mortgage professionals. So get your fix by visiting mortgageright.com/TNR. And MLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Hang out with the Next Round on the go. Whether you're driving to work, running errands, sitting on the beach, or you just need a break from the real world, we can keep you company. Check out the Next Round, Mystery Fifth Hour, and our other shows on your favorite podcast app. We'll meet you there.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the Next Round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap's that patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters to keep out debris and eliminate that gutter cleaning. It's backed with a lifetime warranty, almost 20-year service record right here in Birmingham. Stay off that dangerous ladder forever. 45% off the retail price now if you call GutterCapBirmingham.com. Call my good friend Chris Stewart now, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap.
Weather's been perfect, man, but it's heating up this weekend. It's about to be summertime. We get into the 90s this weekend. Tell us about Hemp Hill Services.
Yeah, you have to make sure that AC unit ready to keep up with this changing weather. I think we kissed 90 yesterday. It's going to be a little bit hotter this weekend where we are in central Alabama. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, or cooling issues in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys. Hemp Hill Services, 205-229-2090. Hard to stop a train or hemphillservices.com.
We often talk on this show about our love and admiration for the brave men and women that have voluntarily chosen to serve our country, the United States military. As you know, along with our friends at Anheuser-Busch, we are big supporters of Folds of Honor, which we've talked about many times on the show, an amazing organization that makes sure those that are left behind, the spouses and children of those that did not return home, or those that are Purple Heart recipients or disabled, they are taken care of, and their college scholarships are given to them so they can go further their education. It's an amazing organization. We always promote it anytime we can. And today we're honored to be joined by Brigadier General Paul Pocopanni, and he is with us on the Johnston RV Center hotline. General Pocopanni, welcome in today. How are you?
Good morning. How are you guys today?
We're doing fantastic. We've joked that you might be the highest-ranking person we have ever had on the show, and Dunaway asked, do you outrank Nick Saban? So I don't know how that goes.
I don't think so. Not by a long shot.
You know, when like Saban gets into coaching, I don't think he ever envisions I'm going to end up being the greatest coach in the history of college football, and one day I'm going to be the head coach of Alabama. When you get in the military, is that a goal of yours? Like one day I want to be a general?
Not really. I mean, it's a process, but you go, all I want to do is retire without any bad marks so I can get my retirement. But yeah, a lot of people, that's not a goal to be a general. Some are, some aren't. Most people aren't. They just want to go in and do a good job, serve their country, and contribute to whatever the program is.
Where did your military journey start? Take me back to that decision you made.
Well, it started here in Birmingham at the 117th out at the airport with the airplanes. And I was a student at Auburn University, and of course, that was back during Vietnam. And of course, they were sending out a lot of draft notices and everything else. And even though I was a student, there was a mix-up in the paperwork, and it looked like the draft board wanted me more than Auburn University did. So I joined the Guard out at the 117th and thought I would put in 6 years and go do something else, go back. And anyways, wound up staying 39 years.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your service.
Yeah, we do. We do appreciate that. And that was an interesting.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that was an interesting time because, unfortunately, the Vietnam War became very divisive in this country, and I've always hated the way the men and the women that served were treated because of it. You guys, you didn't choose to start that war, but you did what you were asked to do. And I've always felt like the Vietnam veteran. It's better now, General Pocopanni, but the Vietnam veteran had a tough time when they returned home.
They did. They were very disrespected, and some of the stories, I worked with a lot of the guys that were in Vietnam, and the way they were treated when they came home was horrible and disgusting, to say the least. And it took them, some of them aren't over it at this time. So after all these years, and the guys that are left or whatever, that they need to be recognized, and it was just a bad time in our nation.
I know this is a controversial point for some, but 85 countries around the world, they make it mandatory that you have some military experience. What's your take on that? Because I'll see somebody, I'll be like, that guy needs discipline in his life. I think the military would be good for him.
Well, I personally think it's a great idea because I know of a lot of young men and women that had no direction, or they didn't know what they wanted to do after they graduated from high school, or drifting around or whatever. And sometimes, they go, okay, I'll join the military. And and they have a purpose. They learn discipline. They learn a skill. And most of the time, just like myself, that, you build off of that foundation. You have people that you work with, and it changes your whole lifestyle and your whole outlook on life.
But General, what would you do with someone like me? I mean, I'm not an outdoorsman. I can't shoot a gun. I'm horrible with a shovel. I can't do a pull-up. I mean, what would you do with me? Well,
I'm sure there are a lot of career fields out there. Well, a lot of guys just like you're doing now, sit behind a desk or whatever. Now it's mostly computers and things like that. Of course, you still have to have the guys that shoot the guns and fly airplanes and things like that. But there's a lot of people behind the scenes, maintenance guys, medical people like that. Everyone has a opportunity to do something in the military.
That was a nice way of saying you could peel the potatoes.
He could have been Robin Williams in Good Morning Vietnam. They put you behind a microphone.
There we go.
My brother's a marksman Marine, retired now, but he came back and he told me, he's like, not 2 weeks. You would not have made it 2 weeks.
Brigadier General Paul Pocopanni with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. The importance of Memorial Day, I mean, listen, we use it as almost the launch to summer. There are a lot of people that take beach trips, lake trips, they'll grill out with friends. And I know those of you that have served in the military, like, we want you to do that, but it is also a very important day, General Pocopanni, one of the most important on our calendar, to stop and remember the ultimate sacrifice that many have paid.
That's true, and we have a wonderful national cemetery in Montebello, and they will tomorrow. I'm glad you brought that up. I mean, we need to honor and respect our fallen warriors who have paid the ultimate price and sacrificed after all the years. And tomorrow, starting at 9 o'clock at the National Cemetery, anybody and everybody is welcome to come down there. You can Google the site. They will have a ceremony where they put the flags out on the gravestones. There will be over 10,000 to remember and honor our veterans that are there. And then on Monday, Memorial Day, they will have another ceremony starting at 9 o'clock and official. And it's a great, you don't have to have a member there. You don't have to know anyone there. It's a sign of respect to honor these men and women who were there that gave their lives. A lot of them gave their lives to protect us and our freedom.
And if you aren't able to make that, by the way, a lot of people don't know this, and I just recently learned it, actually. The moment of remembrance is 3 o'clock local time. Wherever you are, 3 in the afternoon local time, you're asked to pause for a minute of silence. If you're having a party out by the pool or whatever, just a minute of silence to remember and pay respect to those who have passed away. So if you can't make anything, General Pocopanni, or any sort of ceremony, I think it would be a great way to honor those. Just pause for a moment. Have a moment of silence. 3 o'clock local time is the moment of remembrance nationally.
So,
Great idea.
Somebody really close to me just got deployed for the first time a couple of months ago. Family, very emotional, proud but concerned. Does it get easier in your career the second, the third time you get deployed? And is there anything enjoyable about being deployed?
Well, sometimes there's a lot of times that it's a huge impact on families when numerous deployments that never used to happen. You would go one time and you're done, whether it was for a year, 2 years, or whatever, like Vietnam. And then after the war on terror, and basically a lot of people were deploying every 45 days. They'd be gone 45 days somewhere, then they'd come home for a week or two, basically repack their bags, kiss their families goodbye, and go again. So, and it takes its toll. And over and over again, there's a lot of disruptions in family life. You don't know what's going to happen. And that's where the community has to step up, and the units that the men and women are from, that they're there for their support to help the civilians or the families to get through that. So sometimes, I won't say it gets easier, but it does get to be a grind, and it takes its toll in the long run.
And that's where
I have been to some good places, and I have been to some dumps all over the world. So, I would say the dumps outweighed the good places, but sometimes you get a diamond in the rough, and but it's still a job. You're still working long hours and everything else, and a lot of times you don't have the time to enjoy the benefits.
What was the diamond in the rough for you?
Well, I guess Hawaii, and a lot of it was just passing through. So when we would take off in our airplanes and fly there, and we'd have to spend the night and refuel the airplanes and everything else, that maybe stay a day or two somewhere around there. And sometimes the planes would conveniently break, and we'd have to stay an extra day or two. And but other than that, I've been all over the world, and a lot of places that I never thought I would visit. And, the same way with a lot of people in the military that, like I said, they never got to see the good part of it. They were always Iraq, Afghanistan, places like that. I've had uncles and cousins over there doing things like that. So it takes its toll.
My brother was good enough with a rifle. He got to choose where his base would be. He chose Hawaii.
Oh, did he really?
That's where he was
Wow.
until he got deployed. He was based in Hawaii for most of his career in the Marines there. So, pretty cool run. That you were talking about supporting families. That's where the Folds of Honor that we are so proud to be part of comes in. What does Folds of Honor mean to you, General, and what it offers back to the families?
It's a special organization. I had heard of it before I got involved with it, and I was asked to join, but and I knew some of the background. I knew, if I heard the name, I knew what it was about, but I really didn't know that much about it. And then when I was asked to join the group here in Birmingham, and they had, I won't say a deep dive, but I checked into it and see what it was about and everything else and what they did, and I go, what a great organization. I want to be a part of this. And we had humble beginnings when we first started, and we've grown each year, and hopefully we will keep growing. But it's a way to give back. And like we said, I have run across, as most military people have, our men and women who have paid the ultimate price, or, they are injured, and they have to come home, get restarted in life and everything else. And there's a misconception out there that, if you get hurt or whatever, you get, sadly, a military person loses a life, that the families are taken care of for the rest of their life. And that's not true. And so it goes hand in hand, and everybody needs a hand up, at certain times or whatever. And there's a lot of families out there that they go, what do we do now? So our mission is to raise money and raise awareness. So, and of course, as we all know, you guys were talking about college earlier and all the money that's being thrown around and everything else. But the military families, they're living on a tight budget anyway because, not everybody's an officer making good money and everything else. There's 1, 2, and 3 stripers that may have 2 or 3 kids or whatever. And then when all that's taken away, then you go, now what do we do? And so anyway, we raise money, we raise awareness, and we provide educational scholarships for the families, as Ryan said earlier at the beginning of the show. And what we do is help bridge that gap to where they will not suffer from what their military parent or family member has suffered. So, and that's what our main goal is. We never want to get to that point to where we can't say, well, I'm sorry, we can't give you a scholarship. And that's our job, is to raise the money. And recently, past year or so, it used to be just for military people. And of course, like I said, with Afghanistan and Iraq and all the other wars that have been going on for 20 years, that there's a lot of people out there that needed help. But also the first responders. First responders are included in that. And so police, fire, nurses, EMTs, they're all eligible for scholarship money.
91%, a lot of overhead and a lot of charities, not this one. 91% of the money, 91 cents of every dollar you give goes straight to a scholarship. Straight to a scholarship. I mean, you're going to have some overhead, right? I mean, people have to run these things. But 91% goes straight to the scholarships. 52,000 scholarships have been awarded through Folds of Honor. It is an amazing organization. We support it as much as we can on the show. General Pocopanni, our friends from Anheuser-Busch, big sponsors of our show with Bud Light, have been an incredible partner of yours over the years. They have donated tons of money to Folds of Honor. But that's the thing we love most about it is I know that when I'm giving $1, the vast majority of that dollar is going straight to the scholarship.
Exactly. And it's I've got some numbers up here, and that's, I'm a numbers guy or whatever, and it kind of goes with the military and my job description. But in the 23-24 Alabama, the scholarship impact that we had, and we are the only, and we own, I hate to say this, but we own the state within our Folds of Honor. We, from the Tennessee-Alabama border all the way to the Gulf Coast, we own the whole state. So that, we're trying to get out and make more money, more scholarships. But 23-24 impact that we had, there were 324 recipients that received over $1.5 million in scholarship, and the average was about $4,700. And that was all raised through us in the state of Alabama, through our the way we raise money is through golf tournaments, raffles, anything like that. And we've got a few things coming up soon to raise some more money. But like you were talking about, in that same time frame nationally, the Folds of Honor, there were over 8,400 recipients. Over $39 million were raised, and the average award was about $4,700. So these scholarships, we shoot for $5,000 per recipient for the year. And they have to sign up for it every year. And hopefully, we never want to be at that point to where we can't fund them all. So that's more money we make, the more we give back.
Well, it is not an option that we care for these families. It's an obligation. We care for these families. And I wish the rest of our country would operate that way. They don't. So this is why Folds of Honor has to step in and take care of those families. General Pocopanni, thank you for your service. Men and women like you are what makes this the greatest country in the universe, and we greatly appreciate it. I hope you know how much we do.
Well, thank you very much. And with Memorial Day on the horizon, that hope people will go to the National Cemetery. And you can look up the Alabama Folds of Honor on alabama.foldsofhonor.org. You can get all the information and what we do and events that we have coming up. Hopefully we'll get a lot of participation.
Let's hope so. Thank you very much, General Pocopanni. A pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you, guys. Take care. Hopefully, we'll see you soon.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll look forward to running into you at some of the events.
Everybody in the back room wants me to go to the mess and start peeling potatoes, so I'm going to go do that now. I'm going to put my lid back on and go back there and start peeling potatoes.
Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Yeah, you too. Alabama.foldsofhonor.org to give. If you're outside of Alabama, foldsofhonor.org works just fine. It is a great charity that we support wholeheartedly on the show, and our friends at Anheuser-Busch do as well. And we appreciate General Pocopanni for joining us on the show.
God, I love America, man. So good.
Well, it's a shame. People. I mean, it's a hell of a shame that he has to say, you would think that the families of the men and women that died serving this country are taken care of, but they're not.
Yeah, urban legend. I always thought they were, and they're not. Yeah.
And I do not know what the hell we are doing as a country if we're not taking care of those families. And it is a shame some of the stuff we spend money on and don't spend money on those families. But thank God for organizations like Folds of Honor that take care of it.
Yep. All right. Much more to come up on the show. Later on, Todd Fuhrman at the top of the hour. We'll talk about the NBA playoffs and some of the other stuff that's going on out there. The show being brought to you by our friends at Precision Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. I had a chance to use them yesterday. LT hooked me up with the doc.
Dr. Michael Patterson.
He's at the Alabaster location.
He is. Florida State guy. Played with Dion.
Yep. Also helps a lot of local athletes there. And when the most athletic person on this desk up here was in trouble coming off of 7 rounds of golf in 5 days, that's where we went. Precision Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. And they got me right in less than 24 hours. That's what they can do for you. Schedule that appointment today. PrecisionSportsOrtho.com/2024. PrecisionSportsOrtho.com/2024. 205-512-3885 is the number. You can call and make an appointment, get more details there. Everything from the diagnosis, the treatment, and the rehab process as well, which is something I've got to do a better part of this time, according to the doc. Rehab's important. Orthopedic care is better together. They've got locations from Jasper and Coleman all the way through the Metro Birmingham down to the Alabaster location. Find the one near you by going to the website, PrecisionSportsOrtho.com/2024, PrecisionSportsOrtho.com/2024.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Man, I love a good meal. I'm Jim Dunaway. A good meal is what you get with my friend Sterling at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster. We're talking great southern fried chicken, wonderful sides, hand-cut chicken fingers, po' boys, and those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. You got a perfect menu for everybody. Champy's Chicken is perfect for watching the big game, or taking a meal to the lake house, down to the coast, or stay in the restaurant and dine in a great atmosphere. It's all made fresh to order right there on 119 in Alabaster, Champy's Chicken. Let's face it, a home is one of the most powerful assets you can have, and our friends at Mortgage Right want to help you build wealth through home ownership. Mortgage Right is all about providing competitive rates, a variety of loan products, and a multitude of resources for a seamless home buying experience. They treat their borrowers like family and are always looking to bring more happy homeowners under their roof. See more by visiting mortgageright.com/TNR today and start living. That's mortgageright.com/TNR. NMLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender.
Every day, someone is ridiculed and mocked for the clothing they chose to wear. It's a harsh reality we all must face. But you have the chance to change all of that with one visit to nextround.store. For just a few minutes of browsing, you will observe so many clothing options, from hats to hoodies to t-shirts. Please, for yourself or someone you love, go to nextround.store and embrace the warmth of true attire.
You could win a Cadillac CT5 or your share of $25,000 in free play and cash at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Play the latest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can be a winner too. Come win your share during the Cadillac CT5 and $25,000 giveaway at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Drawings April 5th and 6th. Located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older, must be present to win.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap's that patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters to keep out debris and eliminate that gutter cleaning. It's backed with a lifetime warranty, almost 20-year service record right here in Birmingham. Stay off that dangerous ladder forever. 45% off the retail price now if you call guttercapbirmingham.com. Call my good friend Chris Stewart now, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
Back with you on the next round. A lot of talk in the first segment about the NCAA ruling. May not get back to that one again.
I'm okay with that.
Unless you guys want to.
I do not want to.
No. Okay.
Somebody texted me, a friend of mine texted me, he's like, he was watching the first show, he's like, can you just send me the simplest article I can read on this?
I just saw Feinbaum was on with Stephen A. and whoever else does that show, and I'm sure they were like, I cannot believe we got to talk about that.
I know.
Yeah.
Boring.
So the games will still be played.
That's right, and you'll still watch them.
Yeah, and how many days out are we?
I'm at 91. Everyone else, I think their count's at 92.
Well, I saw 99. Is that today
That's
till
today,
Alabama and Auburn?
Because yesterday was 100 until Alabama and Auburn.
All right.
Which means I'm counting to week 0, which means yesterday was 93, and I was on 92 yesterday. So I'm one off or something. So I'm probably will adjust coming out of Memorial Day for our Tuesday show in Nashville. For people that were asking in the chat room, why will we be in Nashville? We're doing a collab, I think is what we like to call it in the business.
I think somebody calls it that.
With our friends at On3 Sports. And we'll be up there talking a lot about NIL and about the upcoming college football season with some of the big players in the game. And we'll give you more details in our live show, Poolside in Nashville, coming up on Tuesday.
Well, since we're 91 out and it's going to happen over the weekend, the late Doug Layton.
The great late Doug Layton once.
This puts everything in perspective
for
me.
Yeah, and I say it every year in honor of Doug Layton, one of our favorites of all time. Used to always tell people on Jock 690 back in the day, Doug, how long is it to football? It's about 90 days. It'll take forever, 90 days. Go take out a 90-day note, and I'll be here before you know it.
Yeah.
That's what Doug used to tell him.
Gets there really quickly.
Yep.
Over in the chat room, Paul says, by the way, everyone who wanted Coach Murphy, Pat Murphy, fired over at Alabama is coaching in a super regional today. He is. We mentioned that in the first segment. Alabama, Tennessee, playing up at the super regional. I don't know if they can get through Tennessee, really dang good softball team on the road, hostile environment. They did win one of the best of 3 series earlier this year over in Tuscaloosa, but Murphy took a lot of heat during the regular season because they lost more regular season games than usual.
It was amazing how many people turned on him that quickly. And, Tennessee is that team, according to our resident softball expert, Scott Forrester back there. He said that is the one team in the SEC that has a chance of winning a national championship.
Good pitching, strong sticks. Oklahoma, Texas, Oklahoma State look to be the best in the country. UCLA swings a good stick, but I'll take Forrester's recommendation there and say that Tennessee's got a shot too.
Man, I also saw in the chat that Morgan Spurlock passed away.
Yeah, I confirmed that. Age 53.
I didn't know he was sick, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen Super Size Me, the documentary.
I watched it. I had to turn it off.
It just made you disgusted?
Yeah, it was just disgusting.
It was one of those that don't know who Morgan Spurlock is. Super Size was about McDonald's, right?
Yeah. And then he ended up doing, he got like a job with, I forgot which one of the news networks, but Super Size Me was a documentary where he decided to eat McDonald's for 30 consecutive days just to show what it would do to your health.
3 meals a day, 30 consecutive days. Yeah.
Couldn't eat anything but McDonald's.
Right.
Well done. It was one of the most unique documentaries I've ever seen. Very impactful. They still show it in health classes all over the country. I didn't know he was sick. He died from cancer complications. Very, very sad there. But just really one of the more impactful documentaries I've ever seen.
Yeah, age 53. He was young, but
no tie to eating fast food.
I don't
for
think
30
so. That
days.
has been so long ago. That was in the early 2000s. He did that. When was that?
2004.
2011.
2011?
No, my bad.
No, I think Tyler's right. I think it was 04.
Yeah, maybe it was.
Yeah.
2004 is right.
Yeah, it was just like he got so. I felt like him when I was watching it. Like he was so lethargic and just felt awful.
Yeah, and some people thought it was exaggerated. Like,
I don't think it was.
Any chance that they would ask to like supersize it, he would do it. He had to do it. And, it had him like throwing up in the parking lot and stuff.
Yeah.
But he gained 30 pounds almost immediately.
Yeah. And just looked like he was miserable.
Yeah.
I guess he was.
That is sad news there. The chat room, we appreciate you jumping in all the time with great information there. Coming up at the top of the hour, Todd Fuhrman with us talking about the games on the field. Michelson Laser Vision, one of our great sponsors as we look to maybe improve your eyesight in 2024.
Yeah, 205-969-8100. It looks like everything's going up in price. Not for LASIK and Michelson Laser Vision. Pre-inflation pricing is what they've got going on right now. Call 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. They are going to hook you up with that. Again, one of the best decisions I ever made was going to see Dr. Mark Michelson over 2 decades ago. I had the 2200 vision, legally blind without the aid of contacts. Now 2015 vision, better than 2020. Make the phone call that I made, 205-969-8100. Schedule that hassle-free consultation, 0 to lose, to find out if LASIK is right for you. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information, MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Okay, Forrester and I were texting last night a series of amazing videos. Can I get Forrester's microphone here? Forrester, did all the ones we texted, do you have ready to go? Can I just off the playlist right here?
Yep.
Okay, ready to go.
Ready to go.
They don't call him the best color man in the business for nothing.
Tell me what you need, Jim. I'm here for you.
I'm going to go with the I'm going to do 2 before we get to the top of the hour. Just get lighthearted before Fuhrman comes in. Don't play it, but I'll set it up with bride and groom entrances. We've seen crazy. We've seen people dance in, do routines and stuff. What's the craziest bride and groom entrance you've ever seen? Because I got it for you right here. This is about to top it.
I saw somebody with a motorcycle fly in one time and wreck. Most of the ones I see on my algorithms end in not disaster when it comes to the wedding, but they end really bad, not the way they planned it.
This gets into my algorithm only because I follow Laurel Lunsford, John's wife. She liked this, and somehow it ends up in. I don't do any bride and groom entrances, but Laurel likes it. I follow her, and I end up seeing this last night. Yes.
Oh no.
They're on fire.
Like intentionally?
Yes.
Well, I mean, they don't appear to be upset about it.
No.
Can't be safe. I don't understand this. I don't understand why you've got to think that we've got to go viral. It's your biggest day in your life.
Yeah, probably going to be memorable no matter how you do it.
Yeah.
That wedding dress will not be reused again.
But I said this last night. I was telling you guys before the show. I think the worst ceremony out there is graduation season. I went to a graduation last night. Graduations are awful.
Yeah, more on that. Yeah, say that. Give me a Tyler reaction. I want to get your full thought on graduations.
This is kind of a dumb entrance. I don't know why you'd need to have a grand entrance, but
I agree.
Scott also says they're professional stunt doubles.
Well, I think they
this
are.
is fitting.
Yeah. I mean, they're obviously not.
Jump a bridge.
They're not concerned about being on fire.
So they put that. The guy's so concerned about the grass behind him, he's putting out the fire on the grass with the extinguisher. But yeah, they are stunt people. I just thought that was crazy. You were at a graduation last night.
So we were at a graduation last night, and I was sitting next to Jack, and I told him, I was like, God, I wish we could see something exciting at least, like in the movie Booksmart where they come flying in with a Camaro. It was hot as hell. Like, if you're going to have graduation at a venue, make sure the venue can at least hit 70 on your temperature gauge,
Air conditioner was off?
It felt like the air conditioner was off. You guys, I'm about efficiency, especially when you're taking other people's time. And I love the fact that there were probably 50 or 60 people that graduated with 4+0.
Yeah.
But you guys tell me, if you go through and you recognize all 50 or 60 by name, and then you come back and immediately let them walk and reintroduce them, why would you not do it at the same time to save everybody 15 or 20 minutes?
That's right. You should move them to the front of the class.
Which they did.
Right. Announce them, and at that point, get their diploma. They don't walk the stage again.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's at one moment you're announcing your honor grads while they walk instead of why would you go through, announce every one of the honor grads, and then immediately start back, re-announce them while they walk?
Yeah, I have no problem announcing the honor grads
they should.
first and separately. But that's their time to walk across the stage. They don't go back and join their classmates and then walk when they get to the D's or the E's or the F's.
Yeah, and it just made no sense to me. So because they'd already been recognized, I felt that I really didn't need to pay attention when they were being re-recognized. So that's when I shot off the old email to the Board of Education.
Oh, yeah.
Just to let them
you let
well,
them know.
I'm just like, look, I love the fact that these kids put in this hard work,
That's
but
right.
if you guys want to be more efficient, there was a dude that fell. There was an ambulance.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
They had bandaged him up, and a couple of EMTs had to walk him into the ceremony. It was so hot outside. I mean, there's a lot of people that just don't want to hang out for a couple of hours. Now, this is going to shock you guys. Jace, his last name is Dearman, my adopted son.
Right.
So after the D's, guess where I was?
The exit.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat room said you left with a
with the haste.
Yeah,
were you
quickly exited with a supermodel was what they said in the chat room.
It wasn't haste. It was funny. So Maddie wore kind of a cream colored dress last night, and Jack and his cousin Preston rode with us, and we couldn't find a spot anywhere. And it was one spot with a couple of traffic cones. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
Did you move the traffic
Well,
cone?
Maddie was
Yes,
like,
of
I'm going to
course
get out and
you
move the
did.
traffic cones. And so she got out and moved them. Of course, she got a little grease on the dress, but
those are probably not there for a reason. That was a good idea.
I don't think they were.
No, I'm sure somebody just forgot to go back and
Probably
get the
the
traffic
kid who fell needed that parking space.
Maybe.
Yeah,
the
had
funny
me a
thing-
piece space save. Somebody took it.
When we walked out after the
Or maybe
D's,
that's where the snare drum and the piccolo were going to park to walk him in for the ceremony.
there were like 15 empty spots when we walked out after the D's. So I'm not the only one that walks out after certain family member graduates. I had to go pick up the food from our friends at Taco Mama.
Yeah,
so
you had
I
a
wasn't
roll.
overly concerned. And I would just tell you, that is the worst ceremony out there. It's a proud moment for the graduates, but it is completely painful. I would rather sit through 3 weddings than a high school graduation. I don't know about you guys.
For sure, we'll get to the rest of those videos coming up later in the show. Top of the hour now, it's time for our Mental Health Minute. LT, take it away. Brought to you by our friends at Johnston RV.
Yeah, look, I had this conversation with somebody yesterday, actually on the phone. Buddy of mine, I didn't realize that he was suffering from this. Again, there's a lot of people that are going through this. You're not going through it alone. According to the report, Mental Health in America, men appear to suffer with mental health issues like anxiety, depression, even substance abuse. It rates similar to those of women, but less than half of men will seek treatment. The rates suggest 1 in 10 will suffer, less than half will seek treatment. If you've got depression, anxiety, start talking to your doctor today. You're not alone on this. Don't be embarrassed. When it happened to me a few years ago, I was embarrassed about it. I have sought out help. It has completely helped my mental space right now. May is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Men's Mental Health Medical Minute brought to you by our friends at Johnston RV.
You can find them I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur, and always online, johnstonrvcenter.com. They've repriced both those lots. So confident they are in their pricing that they will beat any price. That's a nationwide guarantee. Just bring them a price on a comparable RV, and they will beat it. RV warranty forever. Make sure you are covered on anything new and qualifying used there at Johnston RV. I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur. The number 1 RV dealer in Alabama, johnstonrvcenter.com.
Never miss anything Auburn. Watch Village Vice at Wardam Pods on YouTube and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Maybe you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, LinkedIn, or TikTok while we're changing the game yet again. Tyler's Telegrams has been developed exclusively for you.
Hi, this is the lovable boy you know as Tyler the Intern. I'm a businessman now. I will come directly to your door and tell you every time a new piece of TNR content drops. For the low, low price of $740,000, you can be notified by me, one of the biggest stars of the Next Round, about that thing you missed. Sure, the rest of those social media services are free, but so is radio, and we all know how well that's trending.
Tyler's Telegrams is currently operating exclusively in Bibb County. Other social media platforms are available everywhere.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
It's time to pull the trigger on the Next Round merch that you've been eyeing. We know there's a lot to choose from at nextround.store, so here's a few of our favorite picks. If you want to match LT and Brown, go with the TNR logo hoodie and throw in one of Dunaway's favorite hats. Any of them will do. The Backroom's go-to is the classic logo t-shirt, while my personal favorite is the light blue TNR crew neck. All of these items can be found at nextround.store and are EG approved. Rest assured, your order will be packed with lots of love from us here at the Next Round. Head over to nextround.store to start filling up your cart.
Hey, you. Summer's here. Time to get hot. And at New Balance Birmingham, that's just what we got. For a summertime vibe, see what's inside. Come together at New Balance Birmingham on Highway 280, right next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, we got now.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
My apologies to Todd Fuhrman. About 5 minutes late getting to Todd, joining us from Las Vegas here. We're going to talk everything sports with him that we usually do, including last night's NBA playoffs, where another great win for Boston. Jaylen Brown was great. 40 points last night. Celtics up 2-0 in that series. Dallas and Minnesota go game 2 tonight in the Land of Lakes. Brownie?
Let's go to Fuhrman. BetTheBoardPodcast.com. BetTheBoardPodcast.com. At Todd Fuhrman on Twitter. What is up, Fuhrman? How are you today?
I'm doing well, but Brown, I figured Dunaway was trying to make me wait because all the cheap shots I took last Friday, figuring he was going to take Monday off with an extra day for golf, building contingency plans on weather. So this was the retribution that I had coming my way, apparently.
By the way,
I did take Monday off.
He took Monday off for a minute, so they were not cheap shots.
Look, we laid it out. We said it was a distinct possibility. You guys made the case for why that was going to unfold as it did, and lo and behold, I guess we should have made Dunaway to miss work on Monday a massive $3 or $4 favorite.
But I'll go ahead and tell you, we didn't have one drop of rain. I just was having such a good time. I took Monday off, and if it wasn't for my desire to compete hard for the 12. All of our employees up here, I would have taken Tuesday too, but they needed me. They needed me back.
Yeah, Dunaway's doing it for the 12. I was going
to say, I figured they needed their fearless leader back, or at least whatever you want to call yourself, Dunaway.
Hey, Fuhrman, I think we all, after the Pacers blow game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals and after what we saw last night with the Celtics going up 2-0, they are now 42-1 when they've got a 2-0 lead in a 7-game series. We think that one's over. Do you get any value out of either Dallas or the T-Wolves to win a championship?
You know, I think there is a little bit of upside in both of those teams because when we look at the Boston Celtics, they have been dealt a extremely fortuitous hand. When you look at the opponents that they've had to play to get to this point in the season, some of the injury luck that has worked out in their favor, whether it was Donovan Mitchell missing time last round and the potential that Tyrese Halliburton, dealing with a hamstring injury, won't be available for Game 3. So Boston hasn't really been battle-tested, and if there's one team that we've seen in recent years who looks great one night, it's been known to stub their toe. I think whoever comes out of the Western Conference is going to be able to push the Celtics, mainly because they'll have gone through the ringers and the gauntlet of getting through their particular conference, and Boston just hasn't found themselves in enough tight games. If it wasn't for the Pacers' inability to properly execute an inbound pass, I mean, we'd have been looking at a 1-1 series score here, albeit one that the Pacers would have been up against it if Halliburton's going to miss some time.
Yeah, 1-1. If you were going back to Indianapolis, Boston is still – are they still heavily favored to win the series if it's 1-1 going to Indianapolis, or they're just favored to win the series?
They're still heavy favorites, but when you get the home court advantage to switch, the dynamic does adjust accordingly. And we saw the Celtics close right around a 1-10 favorite before tip-off of Game 1. If we were looking at a 1-1 situation there, you'd have seen that number come down with Boston more in that minus 450 territory compared to what we're looking at this morning, where if you want to bet to make any money on the Celtics, they're a minus 6,200 favorite. So quick math on that. It's not even worth getting into in terms of what it would take to make $1 coming back. Little to say, odds makers more than comfortable with Boston's ability to close this thing out. If you believe in a Cinderella story, the Pacers, 26-1 to come out of the East.
How important is the game tonight for Minnesota?
I think it's extremely important for a young team to kind of get back on track. And you're seeing a little bit of that 0-1 premium built into the number here, with the T-Wolves having opened a 4-point favorite for Game 2. Number now out to 5.5. And when you look at the dynamic in play for Game 1, you figured that it could be a little bit of a flat spot for the Timberwolves, having come off that physically demanding best-of-7 series against the Denver Nuggets. And you dig into the box score. Minnesota makes 6 3-pointers in that game. Karl Anthony Towns has to be significantly better. So does Anthony Edwards. And I think on some level, don't want to call it complacency, but Dallas has to be more than comfortable going back home knowing they took a game on the road, and if they can hold serve at home, things will go well. So you can understand why Minnesota taking money early this morning as the price drifts out to 5.5.
We know people like to burn money. Here's another example of people pissing this away. I read this morning that Bronny James is...
Don't even get me started on this, LT. Don't even get me wound up.
It's pathetic. It really is sad, and I've had the conversation with a lot of people. If his last name is Edwards, the guy, is battling probably to be on a D1 roster right now. And FanDuel, they're saying more than 30% of their tickets are now being purchased to for Bronny to be selected first overall by the Hawks.
I've never seen something in my life where people, to your point, like to light money on fire like we are these days with sports legalization taking hold across the country. The amount of bad bets that people make hoping to try and turn sports betting into their version of a lottery ticket is head-scratching to say the least. And I think this is the ultimate illustration of such. There is no chance that LeBron James' son comes off the board number 1 overall. And for people that think, drafting Bronny is going to give whatever team that does so the opportunity to get LeBron James on their roster as well. LeBron isn't going to the Atlanta Hawks. I mean, that's the reality of this situation. Those two won't be playing, major minutes for the Hawks to start next season. And I just look at these markets and wonder what people are thinking. Instead of betting that, take the $5, move it from your right pocket to your left pocket, and just save it because it's got the same chance of winning or multiplying there as it does in this particular market.
Fuhrman, I'm a bad gambler. I don't gamble, or I have an addictive personality when it comes to gambling, so I don't gamble except in small things here on the show. So I set a limit. So I was at a casino this past weekend, and I walked in with $300 in my pocket. And you know what I did? I moved it from my left pocket to my right pocket, and I walked out of that casino with $300. And my buddy Ben did the same thing.
I am shocked you did that. I mean, good for you.
I walked
Look at Jimmy growing up.
And I walked. And I looked at my buddy Ben. I said, "You ready to? I'm heading up to the room. You walking out too?" And he's like, "Absolutely." And we woke up the next day, went to the golf course. He's like, "Last night was one of my favorite nights at the casino because I didn't lose any money."
Dunaway, I had a buddy like that who used to come out to Vegas all the time, and I told him the only machine that he should be playing because it was going to have one of the lower house advantages for given how he used to approach it was the ATM. Yeah. I said, just take money out of the ATM, pay your fees. You can say you lost a little bit, but it's a hell of a lot less than what you'll lose at the dice table playing blackjack or pumping money into the slot machines at 3 a.m. when you're 15 adult beverages deep.
We played 7 rounds of golf. I collected money on 6 of the 7 rounds and didn't lose any money in the casino. And one of my buddies picked up my steak dinner for something he said I bought earlier. So it was a win-win-win all weekend long for me, man. It was an amazing golfing and gambling trip.
How much money did you lose betting sports on mybookie.ag, though? That's the part of the equation.
I was so busy, I didn't place any of those bets there.
So
this weekend.
busy, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I told him last week about your Keselowski bet to win at Michigan when they were racing at Darlington.
Yeah. I nailed it, though, right?
Yeah, knowing what track these drivers are going to, completely irrelevant in a handicap in the way that you're trying to make a presentable case. And, I mean, this weekend, Dunaway, a lot of confusion because there are 3 major races on Sunday that start early in the morning in Monaco for F1. Then you have the Indy 500 in the afternoon, weather permitting, and they'll be in Charlotte. So get your Sharpie out and write down Charlotte for the NASCAR series come Sunday night for the Coke 600.
But seriously, I am going to put a little money on Kyle Larson to win the Indy 500.
The price for Kyle Larson has come down to the point where, in my opinion, it's just unbettable. I mean, he was outstanding in practice, and he is arguably one of the most talented drivers in the world, no matter what discipline he's in right now. But 6.5 to 1, never having raced this particular discipline is always a little bit challenging, given the magnitude of the race, the amount of pit stops that they're going to have under green flag conditions, and just figuring out how he'll be able to get in the draft, or what they call an IndyCar the toe. It's tough for me to try and make a compelling case for him. Would love to see him win it. It would be an absolutely incredible storyline, but there's also a reason that most sports books, despite making him the second or third favorite on the board, won't put him in any head-to-head matchups against some of the IndyCar regulars, or at least haven't thus far.
I really thought he was 10 to 1, so he's down to 6.5 to 1?
Yeah, 6.5, pretty much the consensus out here. There may be a rogue book or two that's a little bit higher. He opened around 18 to 1 before he ever logged a lap on the track there, and it's just one of those storylines that's going to get all the buzz, and rightfully so. But at the same point, for me, it doesn't offer a whole lot in the way of upside, from a betting standpoint.
If I'm going to wager on it, I want to watch it, and I dabbled in the WNBA, and it's an unwatchable product, so I'm out of that. F1 is unwatchable to me. What kind of a market is there for F1?
It's minimal, and the reason for that is just because we haven't seen much in the way of competitive balance over the last season and a half or so. Max Verstappen has really distanced himself from most of his competitors, although last week in Italy you did see Lando Norris kind of run him down and had one of the closer finishes that we've had in recent memory for F1. So they're starting to bridge the gap a little bit, and if you have multiple drivers that can go out there and compete for the win, F1's a sport that'll drive betting handle in that regard. But when you're talking about one driver that's won, over 75% of the races the last season and a half, it makes it tough, and unfortunately for most casual fans, they want to pick the race winner. They're not going to be that intrigued by betting, matchups that are going to showcase a driver most likely forecast to finish between 8th and 10th. But Monaco a little bit different, too, because this is a race known more for its history and some of the scenery above the racing product that's out there. Qualifying is actually as exciting as the race itself because it's so difficult to pass or overtake that the guy who sits on the pole, unless they find a way to shoot themselves in the foot, more or less oftentimes has a chance to get to victory lane and be the winner of the race.
LT's on fire with UFL, but 2 o'clock tomorrow in San Antonio, Birmingham 8-0. Feels like this is the game they lose.
Do they have anything to play for in this game? They're already hosting.
They're already hosting the conference championship.
Yeah, there's really nothing to play for, is there?
They're trying to be unbeaten, trying to win every game. But San Antonio feels like the play here, man.
16-7 on the season, Fuhrman.
This is one thing you boys talk about all the time that say there's very few things that I'm not prepared to discuss. I have not watched one down of UFL football all season long. I know Birmingham has one hell of a team, and when you look at the number here, 8.5-point favorites in that particular spot. But I couldn't tell you who the starting quarterback was for the Arlington Renegades any faster than I could for the DC Defenders. So I'm not standing in front of LT's heater at 16-7. We'll defer to him as the expert to try and get you guys the window there.
Yeah.
So that's the first time we've ever done that to Fuhrman. We've never had him where he just couldn't answer the question.
I respect it. It was bound to happen, boys, but somewhere along the way I had to draw a line in the sand, and spring football for me
I don't blame you.
It's
painful.
Where I got to.
I wasn't expecting you to comment. I was giving you a winner. I was paying it forward.
Okay.
I was paying it forward.
I appreciate that, Dunaway, but as long as I can bet the other side, I'll feel comfortable with it.
All right, he is Todd Fuhrman, bettheboardpodcast.com, bettheboardpodcast.com, at Todd Fuhrman on Twitter is where you follow him there. Fuhrman, thank you very much for the time. Have a great weekend.
Hey, always a pleasure, gents. Enjoy the great holiday weekend. Hopefully you and all the loyal listeners out there stay safe, but enjoy the long weekend for sure.
You too, my friend. Thank you. Fuhrman with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline.
Speaking of long weekends, LT is going to be poolside at Inverness Country Club coming up here soon.
Tell me
about Inverness Country Club.
Yeah,
it's more than just golf; it's pool.
Did you reach out to your friends?
Lance, you asked.
Let me. You want me to do it before the comment?
Yeah, no, you just pull it and I'll do this.
Okay.
Look, they've got memberships at Inverness that fit absolutely everyone. Talked to our friend Aaron there yesterday. Look, take a tour today of this unbelievable club. Hidden gem out there. 205-991-8608. Ask for Aaron. Tell her the next round sent you. You can also go online to check out more information about this great club. ICCalabama.com. The social membership, including that resort-style pool complex with the full cabana and bar, I'll be at some point this weekend. The golf membership, beautiful course, currently expanding the driving range. Inverness Country Club, great place to meet others in the community. Maybe you've relocated to retired. Inverness, great place to network. Also, childcare, huge plus, especially in the summer. You and your wife want a day of golf or tennis. Guess what? You can drop the kid, go for a day on the court or course, dinner with your friends, knowing your kid is safe on site. Massive plus. Whatever your interests are, you can find it at Inverness. Best days happen at Inverness. Again, call today, 205-991-8608. Ask for Aaron. Tell the next round sent you.
Yesterday, Lauren Sisler and John Willard's son, Mason, last day of CASA, basically a year old, our Mother's Day out at our church, which is always overpacked. Right? I mean, you sometimes have to know somebody to get into our Mother's Day out at church. She posted a cute picture of Mason's teachers, Mason being held by one of the teachers. She's in the picture. And I commented, when you are hanging out with LT by your pool this weekend, remember how he helped you get Mason into CASA.
Wow.
And laughing emoji.
Yeah, laughing emoji, Lance. So there was no.
She wrote back, Dunaway, I asked you about coming out the same day at the golf tournament. You said you didn't have time.
Wow. Didn't have time.
Do you think the laughing emoji was real?
No, it was not. But I can't believe you told her you didn't have time. I can't believe you didn't make up something nicer. Like, I think Maggie and I are going to be out of town.
We were busy out at the Regents. And in
or you
my
didn't
head,
have time to talk about it?
It was just easier to say,
I don't
have time to make it out there for that. So
little did you know.
Yeah.
You got all the time in the world.
That is such a Dunaway text.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
We're old friends, LT. Lauren and I. We can joke about things like that.
And I have never said anything negative about Lauren, because if I had, I wouldn't be getting an invite this weekend.
No, she'd know about it.
She wouldn't know about it.
Get an invite. Yeah.
She has a proportionate nose.
Yeah, I did tell somebody the story the other day because they were asking me about our comments yesterday on the show, and they were like, what else did... And I was like, dude, there was a couple of girls at CBS, and I mentioned just a couple of things about them, and boy, they lit me up about that.
SEC baseball tournament continues today.
Yeah,
LSU and Kentucky and South Carolina at 3, and then Tennessee and Mississippi State after that. LSU and Vandy play the survivors today. Been a great attendance weekend, including a great crowd last night for Vandy and Mississippi State. 4-3, a Vandy winner there. You can go and get tickets at secsports.com, and it's a tough ticket out there, but it's a great event continuing through the weekend for the SEC tournament. All right, when we come back, we'll do our 40 and 40 team. We got some more cool videos that Forrester's worked really hard on that I'll get to hopefully in the next segment. And a lot more is still to come here on the show, including 4 Downs later on as we continue. Show being brought to you by our friends at HydroLive, LT.
HydroLive, great place to get hydrated for the weekend coming up. A lot of people are going to be hanging out at the lake, the pool, going to the beach. Make sure you are hydrated properly from our friends at HydroLive. IV therapy, B12 injections, cryotherapy, compression therapy, all under one roof. You can boost your immune system with HydroLive therapy. IV therapy treatments are packed with nutrients to increase energy, reduce stress and anxiety, boost your immune system, and much more. Ask about the memberships. Great rewards right there. You recoup the IV membership fee in just one visit. HydroLive therapy open 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. 2 locations for you. The one in Homewood, Highway 119 in Greystone. Go to hydrolifetherapy.com. And remember, when you're in one of those locations, make sure you mention the next round, 20% off any of the great services from our friends at HydroLife Therapy.
Follow The Next Round on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Next Round Live.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. 888-866-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Just because you've quit going to the gym, it doesn't mean that you have to quit gym altogether. Dunaway, that is. With our Next Round podcasts open 24/7, 365, you can access gym anytime you'd like. While you may have done away with your treadmill routine, our version of Dunaway is standing by, ready to get you back to your absolute best. Find all that lovely Jimmy D-led content on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and in the podcast section of nextroundlive.com. This message is sponsored by Jimmy Crypto Inc. and Jimmy Crypto for President.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the Next Round sent you. 969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
Hey, you. Summer's here. Time to get hot. And at New Balance Birmingham, that's just what we got. For a summertime vibe, see what's inside. Come together at New Balance Birmingham on Highway 280, right next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, we got now.
You never know what we're up to here at the Next Round. The easiest way to stay in the know with our antics and adventures is to follow the Next Round across all social media platforms at Next Round Live on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Whether it's Dunaway sleeping in the studio, Tim and Lunsford breaking down the latest movie release, or Game Day Chronicles, we are here to keep you updated on the latest sports news while, of course, having just a little bit of fun. Follow at Next Round Live across all platforms to join in.
Our buddy G. Curbo.
Jerkabo?
Yep, Jerkabo, early in the show. He's graduated to G. Curbo. He graduated from White Plains. And LT jumped in earlier while we were doing some videos, jumped in and talked about graduation last night. So G. Curbo said, I'm going to pull up a video for my graduation and send it to Forrester.
White Plains, New York?
No, White Plains in Calhoun County.
In Calhoun County.
Big difference.
This is the graduation, and G. Curbo and his class gave the principal a gift, a goat. Senior class always gives the principal a gift. Their year,
that's fantastic.
It was a goat.
I love it.
Is this symbolizing he's the greatest principal of all time?
Check this out. Class of 2018, the awarding of diplomas, and here comes the gift for the principal.
Yeah. Goat, not hard to find in
But
White
look at
Plains.
this. He's got a good bag, man, really quick. He just passes the goat rope off.
Yep.
There you go.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. That goat ended up being lawn care at the school, maybe.
Probably.
Eats the grass. Or,
unfortunately, nothing exciting like that last
your graduation
night.
last night?
No goats last night.
White Plains, baby. That's Calhoun County right there, guys.
The fighting...
White Plains, they're the Wildcats? White Plains.
I bet Forrester knows.
I think
I bet Lunsford knows.
Yeah.
Lunsford's big high school. Oh, everybody's on Google now. Nobody knows.
I bet it's the Warriors.
No, it's the Wildcats. Hang on, White Plains.
Definitely a W, right?
I grew up over there. How do I not know this?
Warlocks.
Wildcats. Thank you, Tyler. I was correct.
You got it.
My boy Chris Randall coaches there at White Plains, Jimmy Dunaway. Chris Randall, one of the nicest guys you will ever meet in the world.
He's your friend?
He is my
And
friend.
It took you that long to get Wildcats? No, you got Wildcats instantly.
I got it instantly.
But you did not.
I had a question mark at the end of it.
That's sad.
Shout out to Chris Randall.
Okay, 4 downs coming up here in just a second. But first, LT, tell us about Odie's. It's more than trivia on this weekend. You get great food and also live music.
You know, I don't know about you guys. This is the first time Memorial Day in a long time I have zero plans. Really excited about this.
I thought you were going to the pool.
Yeah, I am going to see Dunaway's friends at the pool at some point. But I'm just talking about like no massive plans.
Yep.
Like, So one of those might be going to Odie's Tavern either tonight or tomorrow. Enjoy some of the great food from Rodney Davis. He's been doing it for 33 years. Award-winning wings, delicious burgers, great sandwiches, including the Diablo sandwich, ice-cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light. Live music tonight and tomorrow night. Both locations, the original and Crestline. Newest location right there in Edgewood, corner of Oxmoor and Broadway. Get in and see Will Haver and that great staff, Odie's Tavern.
When you're at the wonderful pool at Inverness Country Club, that I love, by the way. Spent one summer there. They got
a whole summer.
Yeah, people come there and they take your drink orders.
Yeah, Lance described it as a resort style pool.
It is a resort style pool.
Yeah,
That's the
I
thing
bet
I
you're going to love it.
We
Lance.
went over there. We'd go there and you'd order your drinks, your daiquiris.
I feel bad, though, because you got to put it on a member's number, right?
Yeah, that's why you're there with a member.
Yeah, I shouldn't feel bad about that.
Some feel bad.
No, but I need to bring cash to give the member cash.
Well, yeah, you would reimburse the member.
But
now,
I don't want to speak for John and Lauren, but they probably have a little level they got to hit anyway. So you're probably helping them out.
Yeah.
Probably helping them out a little bit.
That would be called the food and drink minimum.
Yeah.
So
I just, they're going out Monday. We've got to leave at some point Monday to go to Nashville.
Yeah, well, I got a 2:20 tee time Monday, so I'm
late night Nashville.
I'm gonna hit the shower after a round of golf and then drive up to Nashville.
Yeah, see, I was thinking about going on up to the hotel to scout out our location by the pool and just hang out at the pool up there for a little bit.
That's a great idea. Let me know how it looks.
So you're telling John and Lauren right now, live on the air, you're not coming to the pool?
No, I was gonna maybe just see if they're gonna be out there Saturday or Sunday, or invite them to my pool.
Well, I was gonna say
Saturday and
when
Sunday.
you went to hang out at Inverness Country Club, I wanted to come hang out at your pool. So you upgrade, and then I'll upgrade from my pool to your pool.
Fills in.
Yeah, you've got a pool.
I do, but it's not as nice as your pool. A little bit more privacy.
Well,
but I've got three basic. I've got a soon-to-be 21-year-old. I've got a 17-year-old and a 16-year-old. They want to bring their friends over.
Yeah.
My ex, when I'm gone, has been using my pool a little bit.
Sounds like it's booked, Jim.
Yeah.
I don't think you're getting the invite here.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough. If I'm out there, you're more than welcome.
Last time you were at the Floribama, I did a drive-by at your house just to see if anything was going on at the pool.
Was it full?
Yeah. No, there's nobody there.
Nobody there?
Yeah.
Why'd you not go sign?
I didn't feel comfortable enough to.
So why would you feel comfortable driving by?
I just drove by to see if I was missing a
So
party.
if somebody was out there, you would have stopped?
I don't know. You have some interesting friends that hang out at your place sometimes.
I do. C. Stu showed up yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Was C. Stu having
He
a
went
party?
to our post-graduation party. He was like, and Jason invited him to graduation. He's like,
not going to do it.
And he was like, would you really want to go to a graduation? I was like, absolutely not.
Absolutely.
I don't want to go.
How many tickets per graduate? I think Hannah Cates
he got 10.
I think
10?
Yeah.
I think it's
Hannah
10.
Cates was 6 or 8, maybe. I don't know.
It might be 8, but it's 8 or 10.
A ticket market gets hot too, man. I mean,
6.
ATIX. I wonder if ATIX could deal in some graduation
I can't
tickets.
believe how casual it's gotten. So Preston and Jack, I come down, I get out of the shower, and I felt bad because I wore a nice jacket, but I wore a T-shirt under it.
Okay.
Just because summer look, whatever.
Yeah.
But the boys had on hats. And I immediately texted Bethany. I'm like you're
ball
letting
caps?
them wear ball caps? And she's like, people wear everything. And so we get there, and one of the things I did, I was so bored, is I started counting the hats. And I got to like 11 or 12, so other people were wearing hats. But some chick walks in with a straight up, like I'm dressed today, like a workout outfit.
Oh, really?
I can't believe how casual graduation has gotten.
Society's gotten more casual.
But they're throwing the robe over it, right?
No. I'm talking about people in this, like relatives, friends, whatever.
Like I randomly thought the other day, when's the last time you've worn a necktie? Now, I had to wear a bow tie when I was emceeing the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame induction the other day. It's the only tie I've worn this year.
I went to a wedding. So Little T was in the wedding. It was in Montgomery last May, last time I wore. So
it's been a year since you've worn a necktie. Think about that.
I was going to a MC something, and I had a tie on, and then when I got there, I took the tie off.
Like
it was the Alzheimer's thing I went to.
When we were working at Jocks, even
I know
this might have been before Dunaway. I think you were up there, but I wore a tie to work almost every day.
No, I used to see you on the reg in a at least open collar and suit.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got more casual society, and I wonder, I was thinking about this the other day. I don't know why I was thinking about this. Maybe I was watching a period piece movie or something. I can't remember what triggered this thought. But, everybody used to wear, we were talking about fedoras. And everybody used to wear fedoras.
Mad Men.
Every man. And we've progressively gotten more casual as a society. And it made me start thinking, when's the last time I've actually even worn a necktie? And I swear to you, I cannot remember the last time I've gone to my closet, gotten the necktie and tied it. I do not remember it. And I wonder, is it ever going to bounce back the other way? Like 60 years from now? Is it going to be hats and
just
coats?
because I think a lot of that's a good look. Like I got some really cool sport coats that I got from our friends at Shea's, over the last couple of years, and then we started this. And I have never, I used to dog you out for wearing shorts. I wear shorts all the time.
I know, you used to. You literally said real men do not wear shorts.
Well, yesterday I did have a meeting that I went to for a first-time client, and I did put on pant for that.
I saw that. I saw you pant up.
Yep.
Zach participating in the show over there, Madman Ding, back when we were watching the show.
I watched a new show when we got home late night last night called Tires with Shane Gillis.
I saw a preview for that. Is it good?
I couldn't tell if it was good, if it was a long day. I laughed a couple of times, but they have a Mad Men Don Draper reference in Tires.
Yeah, Shane
They're
Gillis.
only 21 minutes. He's funny.
Shane Gillis is a funny guy.
But the problem is acting. He basically is oh my God, what's his name? Jonah Hill's guy, Seth Rogen.
Okay.
He acts just like Seth Rogen.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Shane Gillis is a funny guy. I wondered if that was any good.
Time now for Four Downs. It's brought to you by our friends at Slice.
Sling
TV. Our friends at Slice. I don't know why I wrote Sling down today. Slice, great place to go watch Sling and eat pizza while you watch TV.
I think, am I right about this? Backroom pizza party today from Slice. Did I hear that?
Is that real? I heard rumors. Tyler, is it real?
I think that's the plan. John, is that what we're doing?
I think we may have a pizza party Tuesday while y'all are gone.
Oh, no. I heard it was today.
To do something different.
Yeah, I don't know. Are we doing something today, though? Is there lunch being served? I've not been asked
y'all
my
get a free
order.
trip to Nashville. We get a free
trip
pizza.
to Nashville.
Yeah, that we have to broker.
Yeah, I don't.
Y'all get a free trip to Nashville.
Okay.
We get a free pizza.
Is there lunch today? Just answer my question.
We're doing something different today.
We are doing
Am I involved? Because I haven't been asked what I want.
I don't know. I haven't been asked either.
Okay.
That
Well, by the way, free pizza. So, is Slice giving us pizzas? I didn't know anything about that.
No, I'm saying I get a free pizza. I'm not having to pay for it.
It's free to lunch.
Just like y'all are getting a free trip to Nashville. You're not having to pay for it.
The company pays for the pizza.
Yeah, well, the company's not paying for our trip to Nashville.
They're not. But
I heard that wasn't going to happen.
Save that for the next meeting.
Yeah.
Slice, though.
Yeah, 5 locations. The original Lakeview, Vestavia, Montevallo, Crestline Park. Now Edgewood. Get in, see the Bajaya brothers. Tell them the next round sent you. Local pizza, local ingredients. Get a slice and a salad today. You're going to absolutely love it. For more information, slicebirmingham.com.
First down.
Tommy Chong, 86 years old today. Ultimately better career, Tommy Chong or Tommy Reese? It's Friday, man. I'm going to mix it up a little bit.
Love it. Ultimately, a better career is going to be Tommy Chong. I mean, Cheech and Chong. I don't listen.
Which one was in Tin Cup?
It's Cheech Marin.
So Cheech actually had a better career than
Yeah,
Chong.
probably. But Tommy is kind of the front man for their new edibles.
Yeah.
And they sell the hell out of it.
They do.
And if you want a good weed, wouldn't you trust Cheech and Chong?
I mean, there is a chance Tommy Reese is a forgotten coach the rest of his career. I mean, there is a chance that he goes on and he just coaches positionally in the NFL and retires one day. He's never a coordinator or a head coach. Cheech and Chong, I've never once watched them and laughed. I did not find that funny. I just thought it was kind of lowbrow humor, in my opinion. Okay, they did not do it for me. But I cannot argue with their success.
And Dunaway, you probably were in this boat. I used to watch it when I wasn't supposed to on HBO, Up in Smoke, and when I was 6 or 7, I didn't know anything about weed. I thought the humor was funny back then.
Right.
Glancing at it right now, it's not funny. A lot of this stuff doesn't hold up.
It doesn't age well.
But he was a successful comedian that came to the stardom and toured the country for a long time. I can't believe he's still alive at 86.
Yeah. I'd say Chong as well, because I don't know what Tommy Reese becomes. Interesting question would be, better overall career when it's all said and done, Tommy Reese or Major Applewhite are the one and done.
I mean, Major Applewhite,
offensive coordinators at the bookend of Saban's career.
Major Applewhite, he's twice been a college head coach now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that Reese will ever be a head
Better
coach.
college quarterback, too.
Yeah, Applewhite's had 2 college head coaching jobs at this point.
And the first one didn't go well. We'll see what the second one does.
Yeah.
Second down.
Okay, let's get weird. Joey Logano, 33. Better career, ultimately. Joey Logano or Joey Fatton?
Oh, I'll go Logano here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fatton's with NSYNC or Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
I think that they are. Tyler, help me out. You know everything, and unless you're my lifeline on the Triple That trivia. Isn't NSYNC are touring again? Finally?
I think so. That's definitely a Lunsford question.
I bet Lunsford knows this one.
I don't know if they're touring. They did get back together. They did a song for the Trolls movie.
I think they are.
I don't know if they're actually touring.
I think
they are back
Rick
together.
Timberlake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he finally agreed to put it back together. At least I heard that.
That's incredible that he agreed to that.
He needs some help right now. Too.
He does, yeah. I mean, his stuff sucks now.
He was just sold out crypto.
He's
arena.
not doing bad, but he's taken some PR hits lately. For him, he kind of needs to go back to his good old days of NSYNC. And, of course, all of the other four need something, too.
Well, yeah, I mean, Fatone.
Joey Fatone did My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3. That's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Uh-huh.
He's got his own hot dog shop now, Joey Fatone.
Joey Fatone does?
Yeah.
Where?
New York.
Okay.
Is it Fat
Bet
One Hot Dogs?
Ozempic's his next move. I'm going to go Logano, too.
What is Lance Bass? I mean, Lance Bass disappeared. I don't know where that guy is.
I see him on TikTok every now and then.
Do you?
He's still hanging around.
Okay.
Yeah, Backstreet Boys are in that framed picture in some commercial, and then they start singing.
That's a pretty funny commercial, though. I like it. Tell me why.
Third down.
Tracy McGrady. That's kind of a forgotten name, man. Really good basketball player for a long time.
Best Toronto Raptor of all time for a while.
45 years old today. Ultimately better career. Tracy McGrady, Tracy Morgan. I do not find Tracy Morgan funny at all.
Tracy Morgan had one character that I thought was funny initially, and then it just got driven in the ground. Brian Fellows.
I mean, I think I know Tracy Morgan more from getting hit by the Walmart truck.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I mean, he's recovered well, though.
He has, but it was a long recovery.
Yeah, oh yeah. He got paid a lot of money.
I think I'll go Tracy McGrady here. I mean, Tracy McGrady for a minute was probably a top 10 plaon in the NBA.
He was, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that Tracy Morgan's ever been.
McGrady. I mean, he was a bit role on role on 30 Rock is where I knew him from. That and Saturday Night Live, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'd go Tracy McGrady easy.
Fourth down.
I think this one's difficult. I wish Rocky was here to add something to this one. But Bob Dylan, 83 years old today. If I asked you better career, Bob Dylan or Bob Gibson?
It's remarkable that Bob Dylan accomplished what he could without
the way he looks and the way he sounds.
Without being able to sing. Yeah. I mean, he became one of the most respected musicians of all time. He can't sing a lick.
And I can't believe he's still alive. You know, he played my freshman year in Tuscaloosa. He played homecoming at Coleman Coliseum.
Yeah, Bob Gibson, though, one of the greatest pitchers of all time, and fierce competitor, would throw at his mom's head. But
there was no pitch count, by the way.
Yeah, no, he pitched.
But I think Bob Dylan is viewed as one of the best songwriters.
That's what I'm getting to.
Yeah.
But I have great respect for Bob Gibson. My answer is going to be Bob Dylan. I think somebody just finished a poem that Bob Dylan wrote that is a hit song out right now. Like it was just a poem that he wrote on a piece of paper, and they picked up a Bob Dylan poem and finished it and made it into a song. And it's a hit on the radio right now. The guy is just really good.
Tyler said Bob Dylan doesn't make a great white sauce. You knew the difference in the two Bob Gibsons, right?
No, I didn't know who the first Bob Gibson was.
Oh, no.
We were talking about Bob Gibson's barbecue.
Really funny, but even funnier that you really didn't know that.
I had to ask, does Tyler even know that there is another Bob Gibson?
Okay.
I don't know either.
Big Bob Gibson's barbecue is fantastic.
Okay, let me ask you guys
sauce.
this. Random off of that. If you could see a Beatles concert tonight with all the Beatles live, or you could go watch Bob Gibson pitch against the current lineup of the Dodgers in his prime,
I'd go watch Bob Gibson. I'm not a big Beatles fan. Like their music, I could leave.
Now, it would be more iconic universally to go watch the Beatles, but I'm right there with you. I'd love to see what Bob Gibson could do against a major league lineup today.
I would too, like in his prime. Yeah.
Bob Dylan, 2016 Nobel Peace Prize in Literature.
Yeah.
So
what did he write?
I don't know. I'm not going to look that up. I was just wondering how many number one hits. But
he won it on his name.
I bet Bob Gibson was a good Samaritan. Probably jumped off a bridge, saved a girl from drowning.
Probably so.
Helped somebody change a tire one time.
One of the longest Wikipedia pages of all time for Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
Is his Wikipedia as boring as he is?
I mean, I am still scrolling.
Did you guys watch the We Are the World documentary?
Yeah.
The part with Bob Dylan, he was just a space cadet, man. I mean, he was just standing there staring off into the distance, and they basically had to say, Bob, sing this line right here. Bob, sing that line right there.
and they didn't know how he was going to get it.
No.
And then he just did typical Bob Dylan, and it worked. Awful.
Oh, it's terrible.
That's our 4 downs brought to you by our friends at Slice.
Yeah, stop at one of those 5 locations this weekend. Get it to go. Take the family. You're going to be the hero. You're going to absolutely love it. Created by the late Jeff Bajaya. His legacy continues to be celebrated by his brothers, Chris and Jason. Get in one of those 5 locations. Stop in. Tell them the next round sent you. Local pizza, local ingredients. It is Slice.
Couple of sports things quickly, not to get in the way, but the Phillies beat the Rangers yesterday 5-2. The Phillies continue to win, and they're going to play the Rockies now, so no let up on that schedule for them as far as W's coming. Atlanta shut out Chicago 3-0. They're off to play Pittsburgh now. Good weekend series on Memorial Day weekend, Yankees and Padres. You can get the latest Pennant Grace available wherever you get any of our shows podcast, including over at Disrupt the Media. Go there, like and subscribe on their social media as well. Ellie Dela Cruz stole his 31st base last night. That's 31 steals in 50 games. We have not had a guy break 100 stolen bases since Vince Coleman did it in 1987.
Well, I think it comes down to De La Cruz, how often he gets on base. If he has enough opportunities, that guy can absolutely fly. And, you know, I just remember being a kid watching Vince Coleman. It was so exciting to watch him once he got on the pads.
Yeah, him and Willie McGee, right there at the top of that order. Yeah, the alien. Willie
you guys
McGee.
remember in the postseason when Vince Coleman had his leg rolled up in that tarp? Which I never knew how that happened.
Yeah, it was at Riverfront, right? It was automatic tarp, and it would
so.
come up out of the ground, and it would start rolling out, and he got too close to it.
109 stolen bases in 1987. Nobody has broke 80 since 1990.
I mean, I don't think we put asterisks on things really, but I mean, this is the easiest era in the history of mankind to steal a base, right? I mean, does that kind of get discredited a little bit because of that, you think?
Maybe. Ricky Henderson's the record at 130. He's not even on pace to break Ricky's record right now. And I will tell you this, it is impressive with Ellie Dela Cruz that he runs 31.2 feet per second.
He's got some strides. I mean, what is his height?
I don't know.
Do the math on that. 31.2 feet per second.
Well, that wall right there is probably 20 feet. Is that right?
To get to that wall?
Yeah, from wall to wall right there.
So basically, he's a 4'3", 4'4" guy on a 40.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, he can motor.
That is crazy. All right, a little baseball news there for you. Some more stuff, including our 40 and 40 team when we come back on TNR, that is being brought to you by our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, UCA. It's always great to stay on top of your health. You can do that. Urology Centers of Alabama, 205-930-0920, 930-0920, urologycentersalabama.com. UCA, 16 locations all over the state of Alabama. Find the one nearest you and go get checked out. Prostate health to kidney stones and everything in between. UrologyCentersAlabama.com, 205-930-0920. You're wondering what doctor to go to deal with these kind of things? That's the place. Urology Centers of Alabama.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com, for the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
The wait is over. Tonali has arrived. Beautifully distinctive Italian styling and performance. Come test drive the all-new 2024 Alfa Romeo Tonali plug-in hybrid at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. The all-new Tonali offers best-in-class horsepower and torque, fastest 0 to 60 times in its class, plus best-in-class range with full electric charge. And best of all, qualified Tonali leasees are eligible for up to $7,500 EV tax credit factored into your lease. Hurry down to Alfa Romeo of Birmingham and experience the all-new Tonali.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
When on YouTube, you constantly hear requests to please like and subscribe. Well, here at Disrupt Media, we aren't going to play that game. Those demands are frankly outdated. So we just want you to hit like or subscribe. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure novel. Pick a path, hit like, or hit subscribe. It's your call. We don't care which, just pick one. Or go to Roll Tide Pods and do it. Or War Damn Pods. Or the Disrupt Media YouTube channel. Or The Meltdown. Just make a decision and stick with it. Like or subscribe, the choice is yours.
Back with you on the next round. Storm Restoration Roofing bringing you this part of the show. Greg from Pell City will get up on your roof and take care of all your roofing needs. That includes a free no-cost roof inspection from Greg from Pell City. Look him up on Facebook, too, or call the number you see on your screen, 205-542-3531. 542-3531, A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau, locally owned for over 20 years. And you say, what is this roof inspection all about, Jim? Well, how old is your roof? Is it time to get a new one? Maybe you think you need a new one. You get Greg on your roof and he says, nah, that roof's going to last you 3 or 4 more years. No need to take on that expenditure now. But if you need to get a new roof, he can do that for you. Storm damage, he takes care of that for you. And then it takes just one shingle to be blown around in one of these summer storms, and that's the water entry point that could cause thousands of dollars worth of damage. That's why you need a free no-cost roof inspection from Greg. Greg from Pell City, Storm Restoration Roofing, 205-542-3531. Our 40 and 40 team in just a second. One thing from college football that I've got time to get to here right now is Jim Harbaugh's parting shot in a book that's coming up. John Talty's the co-author of the book. Nick Saban's in there, but it's about, where we are with coaches and the numbers of the game, the time consumption of the game. Jim Harbaugh said, I wanted to stay at Michigan, but I did not feel that Ward Manuel was a good advocate for me in my program. That is a cut the kneecaps, hitting the kneecaps there of the still athletic director at Michigan. That you say that, a quote in a book. I really wanted to stay at Michigan, but I didn't feel like my boss, the AD, was a good advocate for our program.
What do you think that goes back to? Because it seemed like Ward Manuel fought his tail off for him in this whole Spygate thing.
Well, I think he was fighting his tail off for the program. He's a weird guy. I would think after years and years and years of having a relationship, he was one of those guys that probably would wear you down.
So do you think Harbaugh thinks that Manuel should have done more to keep him from getting suspended, that he agreed too quickly to the suspension?
I don't know of what it always seemed, though, like, maybe it was Harbaugh always flirting with the NFL. Maybe that rubbed Ward the wrong way.
He wore out San Francisco. He wore out the players in the front office.
Yeah.
Like, I just think he's one of those guys that after a couple of years, he's very successful. He's very good at what he does, but he would be tough to deal with.
Yeah, but that's you see where that relationship is when you get that quote after you're already the head coach at the Chargers.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious what it goes back to. I mean, there's got to be something he did not like about Ward Manuel to call him not an advocate for the program.
Charlie says that big Michigan fan, they never got along.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't think they did. I just wonder, the biggest flashpoint with he and Ward Manuel was over the Spygate thing, where Harbaugh had to miss 4 games, and that was agreed upon by Michigan in the Big Ten. I'm just curious if he thinks he should have missed 0 games.
Yeah.
This is you want to talk about kneecapping Ward Manuel if Sharon Moore struggles at all. Everybody's going to say, we had a national championship coach.
And he wanted to stay.
And he wanted to stay, and you ran him off.
Yeah. I don't think he wanted to stay. He flirted with the NFL every year.
Yeah, I think this feels like a shot at Ward on the way out the door.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
40
and 40 brought to you by our friends at MyBookie, mybookie.ag. Tell us about that, and then we'll get to the new team, Brownie.
I will be happy to tell you about mybookie.ag. Jimmy Dunaway, perhaps this has happened to all of you at some point in time. You got that great casino trip planned and something happens and it falls through. Well, mybookie.ag has a casino you never have to leave the house for. Truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, live dealer action, and you get it all from the comfort of your own home. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience with the action in your hands. You could sit right there in your underwear in your chair and play if you choose to. Start at MyBookie today with the generous sign-up bonus that you get when you use code NEXTROUND. That is code NEXTROUND at mybookie.ag. It's a revamped loyalty program you get to, a host of VIP perks. The more you play, the more you win with mybookie.ag. That is mybookie.ag, code NEXTROUND, mybookie.ag, code NEXTROUND.
All right, let's look at the next team. We're up to 33, and there's a little Carolina blue for you. After we saw BYU, UCF, Baylor, here is Mac Brown's North Carolina Tar Heels sliding in at number 33. And when you look at this team, you got to think about two things. Quarterback, because they're replacing another top NFL draft pick in Drake May. Could be Max Johnson, who comes from Texas A&M. He's in the battle there in the quarterback room. And then our buddy Jeff Collins is now the new defensive coordinator. They've had a defensive problem at Carolina.
Oh, they have. Look, I mean, familiar faces when it comes to the coordinators. Chip Lindsey, the offensive coordinator. I think everybody well aware of who Chip Lindsey is. And Jeff Collins, a friend of the show, will be the defensive coordinator. Maybe Mac Brown's last year. We'll see. His 6th year at North Carolina, 0-10 win seasons.
Yeah,
and the ACC's been wide open.
It's only been okay.
Yeah, and I think the quarterback play is going to be much worse this year. Like Drake May, obviously, was one of the top 5 picks in the NFL draft. Now it comes down to Max Johnson, who's had moments at A&M, and Connor Harrell, which I've never seen Connor play. I really don't know much about him, but Mac Brown said the battle will go into the fall. Here is the one thing I would say we've got them overrated coming off an 8-win season with Drake May. But when you look at this schedule,
Boy,
it is
forgiving.
one of the easiest schedules I have ever seen for a Power 5 team.
I think they've got a shot at being 7-0 going to the first bye week. At Minnesota is a toss-up game on that first Thursday night.
And they could be an underdog there. But outside of that, there is only one for sure spot on the entire schedule that they will be an underdog.
James Madison, not as good as last year.
No.
They lost their coach, and a lot of people transferred from Madison to Indiana.
At Minnesota, Charlotte, NC Central, James Madison, at Duke, Pitt, Georgia Tech at home. I mean, that is 7-0. If they don't even have to be great to be 7-0 in that stretch. At Virginia, and then at Florida State after the bye is what you're talking about, Lance. Well, they'll be a dog, and then once you get past that, it's not a terrible finish either.
Before you get to Florida State, the most difficult game may in fact be Georgia Tech, who could be a sleeper.
I think at Minnesota is more difficult for them, but Georgia Tech, I don't know. I mean,
I think NC State is going to be better than Georgia Tech.
Well, NC State's at the end.
No, before Florida State.
I think there are 15 or 20 teams I could give you that would go undefeated with the schedule.
No doubt about that. And I think that's a 9-3, 10-2 type schedule.
On
for
the
them.
graphic you see that I gave, that I give Taylor to build, and Forster already put it up there. I give what I think are the 3 toughest games. The fact that at Minnesota made that list to start off. That's how weak the schedule. At Florida State and NC State were the other tough games. They just don't have a tough schedule.
No, they do not.
It's a joke. I mean, we talked about Louisville's schedule last year, and Louisville has a really successful season based on that schedule. I think North Carolina probably has a successful season based on that schedule.
But the problem becomes, even with that schedule, if you're 10-2, that doesn't get you in.
No.
10-2 with that schedule is not like a 10-2 in the SEC or the Big Ten.
I'll even take it a step further. I think they've got to be 11-1, winning the ACC championship.
I'm kind of with Lance.
Yeah. So they need an automatic bid to get in.
Yeah, I think they would. I don't think the ACC is going to get 2 in.
Even at 12-0, losing the ACC championship, they might be out.
Yeah, I mean, you would have one good win to hang your hat on at Florida State, assuming Florida State reaches the level everyone thinks they will. NC State, that's a nice win, but that's not a get in the playoff.
Yeah, I mean, we'll
win.
see how good NC State is. I think they're going to be good.
What did Jeff Collins, I think NC State's good too. What did Jeff Collins inherit? Just the 97th ranked defense in the NCAA. So he
can only go up.
He can only look slightly could go down, but most likely can only go up.
Here's what I would look at though with Mac Brown, and I've never really thought Mac Brown's a good coach. I know he won a national championship at Texas, but you've had Mitch Trubisky, you have had Sam Howell, you have had Drake May, and in 6 seasons you have never won double-digit games in the ACC.
Yep, every one of those guys has or will quarterbacked as a starter in the NFL.
And 2 were top 10 picks.
Yeah.
Top 5 picks.
It is puzzling. Yeah, it is puzzling. And Lance is right. It's not like he's played in a killer conference.
But once they get to the NFL, they don't look like fantastic quarterbacks.
They don't. You're absolutely right about
Which
that.
is why mind's blown about Drake May being picked as high. Maybe he'll end up being the difference.
You see a picture with Drake May and Tom Brady? It was this week.
Yeah.
May looks like his son.
It does. I saw somebody say this looked exactly like a Kohl's Father's Day ad.
Yeah.
That's
it did.
That's our 40 and 40 brought to you by our friends at mybookie.ag. Mybookie.ag.
You can bet any of these games we're talking about. Lance said Minnesota, maybe a slight favorite. Florida State a favorite. Hey, when those games roll around, mybookie.ag, code next round. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. Get that great sign-on bonus when you go to mybookie.ag and use code next round.
Forster and I work really hard sometimes on these videos. Some days we have none, but we've harvested a ton of them from the last 24 hours. One of them is cut 2. It involves Tyler, cut number 2. It involves Browns Dolphins.
Yeah, I saw this.
You were in the text thread, I think. Here's the linebacker, Jalen Phillips, for those that haven't seen it on the show here, as he walks into his bathroom. Imagine this. This is why Brown always flushes before he sits down.
Correct.
Listen in.
Man, this is some Florida shit if I ever seen it. But how the hell did he get in there?
Oh, no.
It's an iguana.
That man is bathing in my toilet, and he's not a pet. I don't know where he came from.
Probably up the pipe.
It's hard to
He's
believe.
a grown man.
That is a big iguana, too, it looks like.
I don't know how you maneuver that.
Yeah.
Like a snake I can kind of see slipping through.
Well, you know, it's an issue in winter. If it gets too cold, the iguanas fall out of the trees and hit people.
I'd rather have an iguana come up my ass than a snake, though.
Personal preference, but probably so.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pass.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't think iguana is not going to kill me. The snake might. Yeah.
Now, in the group text, when Forster first sent this and walked in at first glance, when I first saw over the bowl, I thought it was just going to be an impressive little BM there from the guy. I was like, I don't want to see this.
An impressive.
And then I had to go read the text because it did say this is some Florida blank.
He did say that.
And I was like, well, I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
But it ends up it's an animal.
All right.
Yeah. All right, top of the hour here. A lot more to come on the show that's brought to you by Dr. B, LT.
So I got a DM from one of our listeners. Went to see Dr. B yesterday and told him, hey, look, very optimistic about what we can do with your hair. Started to thin out. Look, happens to a lot of us out there. Happened to me a couple of years ago. So glad I went to see Dr. Beckenstein, best in the business for more than 20 years. Women and men have turned to Dr. B for a range of cosmetic and reconstructive procedures. He will use that experience, his advanced training, genetic testing to help his patients fully understand the procedures they are considering. Call Dr. B today. Make the call that I made. Brown went to see him about a month ago. 205-319-0316. I do that non-invasive treatment 3 times a week, 30 minutes each time. My hair has more than doubled in thickness. Make the phone call today. 205-319-0316 or t3hair.net.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the next round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the next round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Take TNR on the go with a podcast built for your satisfaction. Miss Hour 1, find it in podcast form. Miss Hour 2, stream it now. Miss Hour 3, download it for later. Miss Hour 4, well, just know it's never coming back. Listen to TNR wherever you find podcasts.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation, 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you, 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
You got to look your best to play your best, and our friends at Bandwagon can help your team find the perfect uniforms for that upcoming season. Bandwagon is with you every step of the way, from developing your team logo design to choosing from their multitude of samples. You name the sport, they can make it happen. To get your uniform journey started, you can shoot them a message on any social media platform or check out their website, bandwagonsports.com. That's bandwagonsports.com. Next round listeners, it's time to jump on the bandwagon.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about our friends at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap's that patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters to keep out debris and eliminate that gutter cleaning. It's backed with a lifetime warranty, almost 20-year service record right here in Birmingham. Stay off that dangerous ladder forever. 45% off the retail price now if you call guttercapbirmingham.com. Call my good friend Chris Stewart now, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Brett McMurphy on Twitter, who keeps up with coaches' birthdays, just wished Jacksonville State head coach Rich Rodriguez happy birthday today. He's 61. He's the 16th oldest coach in FBS. That means there are 15 other coaches older than 61 years of age in FBS football today.
It's hard to believe, really.
Yeah,
it really is.
I mean, 61. Coach Bryant had to get a special law, right, to coach past 65?
I mean, we just talked about one of them, obviously, with Mac Brown, but boy, I'd be hard-pressed to name the other 14. I mean,
I would say Kirk Ferentz.
Yeah, he's got to be there.
Yeah.
100%.
Mac and Kirk.
Oh.
Boy, more than 61?
Yeah. Sam
Jerry
Pittman?
Kill's back in, right?
Jerry Kill's he's an assistant now at Vandy.
Yeah, he left his head coaching job.
Yeah.
I mean, in the SEC, where's Brian Kelly? Is he 61?
No. Is Sam Pittman?
Close.
Yeah.
Both are close. I mean, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, that's a surprising number right there.
Yeah. I'm running around my head.
Yeah, it's tough.
I don't even know where I even go next.
I know. Yeah, that's a surprising number. I think I just think that shows you Rich Rod's probably, you asked me this a couple weeks ago, is a lifer at Jacksonville State. I just don't know that he'll ever leave there.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's a good spot to finish your career. He's making $1 million.
Now the Ohio Bobcats coach
Frank Solich.
He's no longer the head coach.
He retired, didn't he?
Yeah.
So,
anyway, 61.
That's surprising.
Happy birthday, Rich Rod. This hour brought to you by our friends at Champy's. What never gets old is the great food that Sterling and the crew rolls out there every day for lunch and dinner. You can get there on Highway 119 in Alabaster today. Swing by there and get that brined overnight, cooked to order, piping hot fried chicken. Big two-breast guy right here. Love it. Put the great sides out there and enjoy a cocktail. And you got yourself a great lunch or dinner. Date night. Great bar scene there in Alabaster. Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, hand-cut chicken fingers, and so much more. Champy's world-famous fried chicken. Sterling's the guy. Over 10 years at that location on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Terry Bowden, still the coach at La Monroe. He's definitely over 61 if he is.
Yeah.
Kyle Whittingham is 64, Matt says.
Okay.
Absolutely. That's a good one there. That's a good one. Billy Napier, we'll find out if he can make it to age 61 at some point.
They going to kill him if he doesn't win?
Just if you're following up, $25.7 million if he gets fired this year.
Not with this Jaden Rashada.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we talked about. That's why when you start to see stuff leak out, you wonder why it leaks out.
$25.7 million is his buyout if he's not fired with cause. 5-game losing streak ended the season last year for Florida. If you're wondering, on their schedule this year, they likely have 8 preseason top 25 teams. Dan Mullen in his 4 years at Florida, 10-3, 11-2, 8-4, and then fired after his 4th season.
I mean, give me those numbers again.
10-3, 11-2, 8-4, and then fired after his 4th season.
I mean, Florida would kill for that record right now. I mean, they haven't really been particularly close to that.
I would say you're exactly right. Not close.
I told him my pickleball outing. The guy that invited me a Florida grad, Greg, said, I wish we would have kept Dan Mullen. He was like, we were, as bad as that year was that followed up the SEC championship, you could make an argument that year Florida was one of the top 2 or 3 teams in football.
Yeah,
they played Alabama as tight as anybody.
Yeah, in
they
2020.
followed up 8-4, and then another bad year after that, and that's when they made the change.
Yeah.
But 11-2, in this playoff that we have now with the talent they had with Pitts and those guys. Oh, no, not only would they have been in it, they'd have been a tough team. They'd have been a tough out.
You know, and that's the thing, if you're a Florida fan now, like, what do you do? Like, I don't personally think Billy Napier is the answer, but you can't continue this vicious cycle of hiring and firing guys after 2 or 3 years.
It's probably not, but it felt like the turning point for Mullen was when he did the press conference in the Darth Vader costume. And what did they had a fight in that
with
game?
Missouri? Yep.
Yeah, they'd had a fight, and it was a real serious. It seemed to be a serious situation, and he's in a Darth Vader costume.
Yeah, his bad personality got in the way of his coaching.
Yeah, and that seems like when it started to turn for him, and people just didn't take him seriously after that.
You know me, I worry about everything. Long-range forecast. I saw this note.
For life, for
long-range
Earth?
forecast weather-wise.
Okay.
You've said it's going to be a brutal summer. That was your declaration back in the
I can
in the
tell
winter.
It's going to be a brutal summer, but it's going to extend late, right, into football season because we're slowly getting into the summer. I mean, this is the first weekend it's really going to be hot.
I played golf yesterday.
Brown with his
fantastic.
old man lingo. What do they call the extended summer?
Well, you'll get an Indian summer.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when you get the warm days in fall. Yep.
Yeah. We will have warm days in fall. In fact, yesterday, thank you, Daniel. This is where I'm going. The Atlantic Ocean is historically warm. Yesterday, the National Weather Service predicted 17 to 25 named storms to make landfall in the U.S., and that usually happens in August, September. And I think we will lose a college football weekend, some games on a college football weekend, because of a named storm. That's my bold prediction.
Well, that happens a lot. I don't think that's
When's
that
the
bold
last time it
prediction.
happened?
Every year.
I mean, it seems like it happens every year we have a game moved.
Did not happen last year.
100% you say it
Did not.
didn't
We
happen.
did not have a
happens
hurricane.
almost every year.
We did not have a hurricane cancellation last year.
Yeah.
Well, because it's much like the James Spann rule now for Alabama schools. If inclement weather is a possibility, they're going to let the kids out. If there is a potential storm, they start on Tuesday, Wednesdays, moving those games around.
Yeah. I would just tell you, 17 to 25. 17 to 25 named
games?
storms.
Oh,
No,
named
17 to
storms.
20. The one people were circling in the discussion last night on Reddit, the Florida-Miami game. Is that week 1?
It is week 1, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, don't cancel that one.
2022, Hurricane Ian caused some movements. I don't see one in 2023.
Ian Eagle or Ian?
Ian.
That's
However
one
you
of
wanna
those
say it.
names, man.
It is
most
tough.
are
You never
pronounced
know.
Ian, but there are Ians, Ian Eagle, Ian Ziering. More Ians, though.
Yeah, it looks like you had a bunch in Florida in 2022. I don't know that you had one last year.
Yeah, that was the year UCF had to bounce a game around, didn't they? Or 2?
Yeah. UCF was affected in that one.
Yeah, one from the bounce house. Name storms not making landfall, says Tyler and others. Pritch Law. It's a prediction.
I just looked it up. 8 to 13 storms will become hurricanes, but there's nothing as to how it will impact the land.
8 to 13.
4 to 7 will be Category 3 or higher.
Ooh, it takes a lot to get higher than Cat 3. I mean,
Cat 3 it's mid-tier, right?
When you go Cat 5, I mean, it takes. I mean, go back and listen to our boy, who is it, Jim Cantori.
Yeah.
I mean, Cat 5s are monsters. It takes a lot to become a Cat 5.
Yeah, I was talking about, one day I want to relocate to the coast. I really do. And people are like, aren't you worried about hurricanes? And I'm like, dude, tornadoes can sneak up within minutes. And you get such an advanced warning when it comes to a hurricane. If you don't pack your shit and get out, that's on you.
Yeah, you made a decision at that point. You get some warning in a tornado most of the time, but you get a ton of warning in a hurricane. So you're projecting long, hot summer that drags into the fall months. And
we will lose at least a college football.
We'll lose at least a college football game.
Give us a positive prediction.
Yeah, can you finish that off with something positive?
Will we have two teams in state with 10+ wins this year?
It's not weather related.
I think we will.
I don't think we will.
I think we will.
We'll only have one.
Okay.
Would you go stake that? I'll go 2 9+.
I don't. Jack State scares me on 9+.
I'll just take Alabama and Auburn, both 9+.
So SEC, you'll just make it SEC
for a stake.
Yep,
I'll take that.
Okay. Auburn fans, you are welcome.
Alabama and Auburn both 9+.
Alabama's definitely going to get 9+.
Regular season, as we always do.
Yeah,
so you're betting against it, Jim.
Yeah, I think worst case for Alabama 9-3.
Boy, 9-3.
I think best case for Auburn is 10-2. The number's going to be 8 or 9, but I am going to lean 9.
So you've gone both 9 plus, and you've gone only one 9+. That's the bet.
That's right.
Okay.
Right. I'm 3 games away from having one to play with. Old stake bets on the table. I don't know if you know about this one.
Which one's on the table? What we got?
We had Luka versus Dak. Who gets to Super Bowl or finals first?
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, I've forgotten that one.
I mean, look, Luka and Kyrie have got a lot of work to do. Yeah. But, I mean, if you were putting...
They're alive.
I said it before the series. I thought the Mavs would win this thing in 7, so I'll stick with it.
How many snaps Dak going to take this weekend?
Oh, he's going to take 0.
That's going to be 0.
That's right. But he ain't doing it for the money.
You're in the lead right now.
I'm just one bad legal decision away from not having to worry about Sheffler winning a major the rest of the year.
I think that cop's going to be suspended for a while.
Well, people have started digging into his history, and like a lot of people,
stupid.
Yeah, but like a lot of people, he's had to be sanctioned before.
Yeah.
And he was again yesterday. But I'm just telling you, that video that Louisville released, the city of Louisville released the video after initially saying there was no video, then coming back and saying, well, there might be some video, but there was no body cam video. Then they released the video they released yesterday, and the mayor said the video will speak for itself. And I do think the video spoke for itself.
Is that scary? You can just cut off that body cam?
Well, it has to be turned on, Brown told me.
Yeah, I think you have to activate it.
I thought it ran 24 hours a day.
I think you have to activate it. If
you're going to take a deuce, you want to cut it off, right?
Well, I mean, it's a body camera. It's shooting out.
But I think, the thing that jumped out at me in that video, I went back and watched it a couple times yesterday. And the thing that jumped out at me is there are numerous policemen in the area, right?
Right.
Or policemen and women in the area, because you see them come to the car.
Yeah, there's 8 to 10.
Once the officer runs over there and looks like he's trying to break the window and runs over there. If your argument is an officer was dragged behind the area where we couldn't see the buses, if that officer was in fact dragged, none of the other officers are reacting. Now, there's a chance they didn't see it or hear it.
There's no chance. There's too many people there.
I agree with Lance.
And you've got one car. Everything else is standstill.
That's right.
There's a video. Scott's pulled it for us.
It.
You've only got one car that is actually moving.
Yeah.
People are going to be focused on that. If this guy's getting dragged, all those other guys are dragging Sheffler out of the car.
There's no doubt. I mean, the police, they're going to come and back up their guy as they should. So you mean to tell me this guy got dragged by Sheffler badly enough he had to go to the hospital, yet he was okay to run over to the car? And he got dragged and no other police came over there. Look how long he's at the car before any other policemen even come. It doesn't add up to me.
Our friends at Hemphill bringing you this part of the show. And one more thing before we get to trash. Tell us about Hemphill.
Yeah, look, make sure that AC unit ready to keep up with this changing weather. Dunaway, Jimmy Titan, are we going to hit 92 this weekend?
Yes, easy.
Easy 92. Got to make sure that AC is just kicking it out. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, or cooling issues in your home or business, trusted name Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling issues. Call Hemphill Services today. Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there, 205-229-2090. Hard to stop a train.
One of the most talked about things yesterday on the Pennant Grace with Josh and Emily Grace was the Braves at the trade deadline, what they would be looking to do. Everyone in the business of covering baseball says that they need a starting pitcher and a relief pitcher, that they will not break up, trade away, or shake up their core 9, their position players. Big target would be my Tampa Bay Rays, Zach Eflin, who is the best pitcher we have, most consistent. The decision would become whether Tampa Bay, who would be fighting for that last wild card spot, would be interested in cashing out and trading away parts. Zach Eflin is one guy. J.P. Sears, Jesus Luzardo from the Mariners, some guys that the Braves could be targeting. But everyone says, including Jim Bowden of The Athletic, starting pitching, relief pitching is the only thing the Braves
would be
Seth
going
Lugo
after.
After.
Been a guy, because he's going against your Rays tonight, and he has been unbelievable. Like, if you're looking for National League or Cy Young, Ranger Suarez is your guy. But in the AL, I guess Clay Holmes you can make an argument for, finally gave up a run out of the pen. But Seth Lugo, a guy that's 34 years old, right now 7-1 with a sub-2 ERA, leads the American League in wins and ERA.
And Buster said yesterday the Royals are only going to continue to get better.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I don't think the Royals want to sell any parts off because they've got a great opportunity here.
They built for this. He says they're the team to watch.
But I wonder if for whatever reason, if they took a turn and went down a little bit, if Lugo would be one of those guys they would be willing to give up at the deadline.
NFL news, Marvin Harrison. Go ahead, Brown.
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, I know you're talking about pitching, but the Braves, in terms of runs scored, and games are imbalanced right now. I get it, but this is, we're in the Labor Day or Memorial Day weekend. They're middle of the pack in the Major League Baseball in terms of runs scored. I mean, I know
it's more offensive issues, I think, right now.
Yeah, I agree. And I know, you talk about that core 9 you got going, and obviously the concern is Acuna, getting him going, and Buster was talking about that again yesterday. You got to get those bats going, man. There's too many good offenses in the National League, and you're middle tier right now.
But you're not going to trade away Acuna or Riley just because they're having an off year or slump in an off part of the season.
No, and I'm not suggesting that, but I am suggesting you've got to figure out a way to score some more runs if you're the Braves. You're not going to win at scoring runs the way you are right now.
Most people believe, they are 11 games above 500. Most people, like, in the cycle of baseball, you're 11 games above 500. The bats usually come around.
They should. And right now, the only reason that you're as far behind as you are is the absolute hottest team in baseball, without question, is in your division.
Yeah. And Buster, I had not noticed this, but Buster made a great point. They have played a much easier schedule than the Braves and anybody else in Major League Baseball.
Well, you just made the point they're going to Colorado.
And
next,
they're going to Colorado right now. So their schedule will get extremely tough down the stretch here. Maybe that evens out a little bit. Football, Marvin Harrison Jr. Remember, there was a wonder whether he'd be in the Madden game or just his number, because he did not sign his rookie NFLPA contract. He has done that now. In fact, his jersey is for sale because he signed his rookie contract. 4 years, $35.4 million, $22.5 million in the signing bonus. So Marvin Harrison Jr. is signed and ready to go, and you can buy his jersey now. The interesting thing is quarterback for the Giants. Daniel Jones says he expects to start and will be ready week 1 versus Minnesota, recovering from an ACL, has started throwing in 7-on-7 workouts for the Giants now. Do you think Daniel Jones is the quarterback for the Giants, if healthy, for all 17 games?
The thing I will say about Daniel Jones, 2 things. He's better than I ever thought he would be. You go back to the 2022 season, he was really good. Last year, regressed, got hurt. But he's a tough kid, really, really tough. And you just wonder, like, physically, I think he's going to be ready for the season. I just wonder where he is mentally, because I don't think there's any Giants fan, New York media, all these guys think that sooner than later he is going to be out and they're going to be looking for a new quarterback.
You got him another tool in Malik Neighbors, who I really, really like. And
I do too. I'm starting to like Neighbors a little bit better than Harrison. Harrison seems like more of a prima donna.
Yeah, and I wonder, does that revitalize him a little bit, or can he not get Neighbors the ball? And then we're like, boy, Malik Neighbors being wasted in New York. I don't know. Or maybe Neighbors is a bust. I mean, you never know with these things.
Yeah.
I like him. I think that was an excellent pick by them.
I've been waiting for this video all day long. It is a trend on social media, and I have so many questions. Hopefully Lunsford, who has been to this country, or Tyler can give me a little background on what's going on here. But it's its own hashtag on TikTok. It is Chinese kindergarten basketball drills, and they do competition. Check this out. These are kindergarten Chinese children, students, and
I don't believe it.
I don't
believe
if you ever
it.
go to a 5-year-old,
nope.
If you ever go to a 5-year-old dance recital and watch how our kids don't do good in dance recitals,
I wish we'd have had that at graduation last night.
I mean, look at this.
Don't believe it. This is doctored.
I kept looking, Brown, to see is this CG'd?
It is.
I almost said EG'd.
Like,
is this CG'd?
have you ever seen the video of the Russian military breaking metal with their heads?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe some of this.
I believe this to be doctored. Communist country can't trust it.
Yeah,
I don't.
Well, and they're not good at basketball.
Now look at this one.
Yep.
This isn't Henan.
No, like if their handle was that good.
That's right.
You get in the gym, you shoot, repetition, you can create, you can learn a shot.
This is
to me, handle's the most difficult thing.
Well, this is the one that looked CG to me, the basketballs.
Yep.
Tyler, you got a thought on what's going on here?
Yeah, you watch anime.
I think it's CG as well.
Yep. What's everybody laughing at? The fact that you're our Asian correspondent because you watch anime?
That's definitely part of it.
Yeah. From our Asian bureau, let's bring in Tyler.
Yes.
So you're saying the basketballs would be CG'd here, right?
Yeah, that's definitely what it looks like, or AI is something. Excuse me. Lunsford mentioned in the chat that he's seen a lot of videos like this come out of North Korea as well.
Can't be trusted.
Hey, here's what I would say. Tyrese Halliburton, one of the best point guards in game one against the Knicks, dribbled one off his foot. And not one of these 7-year-olds
That's right.
is mishandling at all.
Now, Jace does make a good point. Unlike our recitals, if one kid dribbles that off his foot, straight to jail for him and his family.
Never see him again.
Probably shot or run over by a tank.
Yeah, I don't believe this. This is propaganda from China.
So for you that understand CG, Lunsford, it would be the basketballs that would be computer generated here?
I mean, I guess it depends on how good your CGI is. It could be all of it.
Yeah, it could be all the kids.
If you look, you can tell there's people that are off. And in the one y'all said is definitely CGI. There's one kid in the back left that kept messing up. So, I mean,
poor kid.
Y'all believe whatever you want to, but
do you think it's real, Lunsford?
I think it's real.
Yeah.
You think that's real? I mean, that is strong
I think
handle
this
right
is
there.
straight up what they do for
PE?
PE and stuff.
Yeah.
This is a mix of PE and instead of learning dance or something as a kid, you do stuff like this.
What looks more realistic, this or the new Mad Max? I reached out to Tyler last night about Trash, and he's like, I'm in a movie. I'll hit you up with it later. These guys go to movies every Thursday night, but I am excited about the new Mad Max film.
Did you like Fury Road?
I did.
You're going to love this then.
Okay, good. Might go tonight.
Mad Max?
Yeah.
I'm going to love it if I went.
Lance, he said, have you seen Fury Road?
I have not.
Okay,
Should I go see that first?
Like it or not.
You won't like it.
I don't think you'll like it.
Yeah. I've got nothing to do right now for the weekend. I'm trying to build up my plans.
Garfield comes out today.
Yeah.
I hate Garfield. It was my least favorite comic. But in the old days, we had a newspaper and the comic strips would come out, and you'd read on Sunday. I would be sad when I was through all the ones I was interested in.
Were you Family Circle?
And I liked
Family
Circle.
Circle when you went all those places and you followed his track.
Yeah. But I hated the one guy that was in the military that always messed up.
Beetle Bailey.
And then I hated Garfield. They were the worst comic strips.
Yeah.
The worst.
Didn't Garfield like lasagna?
He did, and naps. Did you like Hagar the Horrible?
I did like him.
Did you?
I did. He was like a caveman-like thing? No,
he was a Viking.
Viking, yeah, with a helmet.
Caveman was, crap, I'm not going to remember that one.
Was it Sad Sack? Is that one?
I don't remember.
Sad Sack.
Captain Caveman?
Captain Caveman was a
cartoon. I
Awful,
liked
awful.
Captain Caveman.
Couldn't stand it.
The Caveman comic strip was...
I liked Captain Caveman.
BC. It was BC, yeah. Those were funny.
I liked Captain Caveman when he was on your team for the Laugh Olympics.
Snuffy Smith. Did you like Snuffy Smith? He was the old hillbilly, wasn't he?
It got a little too close to home for me. Things that you'll never experience, Tyler. Newspaper comics.
You ain't missing anything.
Every Sunday.
It's better. It's a better life now than it was then.
The only part
comics
of that
are 2 pages sometimes.
Yeah. The only part of that I understoed was Laugh Olympics. Used to watch a lot of that.
I love the Laugh Olympics.
Wacky Races.
Yeah.
Wacky Races was great.
Yeah.
And you had
I tell you what, I'll go find a couple things on YouTube from back when I was a kid. I'll send them to you, and you tell me who had a better childhood, me or you. All right?
All right.
All right. All right. When we come back, we'll do trash in our next segment. Don't forget the SEC baseball tournament cranks back up at 3 today. Kentucky and South Carolina, and then Tennessee and Mississippi State. And Alabama, one of several SEC teams in action in softball. That Alabama-Tennessee game is 3 o'clock this afternoon on the ESPN family of networks. Dagwood, Barney Google, Beetle Bailey.
Dagwood was Blondie. That was Blondie's husband was Dagwood.
Brett said, yes, LT, Sad Sack was a cartoon.
Sad Sack.
Did not like Little Abner. I did like Blondie, though. Thank you, Laura, for jumping in. A favorite comic. Maybe that could be a Mystery Fifth Hour somewhere down the road. Just not with E.G. because she wouldn't know what the comics in the newspaper was.
Doesn't know a newspaper.
Back in a moment right here on TNR.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
There is no better place to watch your favorite sporting events and enjoy great food than one of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons. The TVs are everywhere with your favorite sports, and the menu is second to none. From the great appetizers like the waffle cheese fries to the Avery Island salad, handhelds like the all-new chicken bomber, bistro specialties with a special taste of the bayou, the amazing hand patty burgers, the great po' boys, and the specialty drinks. Visit any of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons: Greystone, Stadium Trace and Hoover, and the brand new location in Trussville.
Every day, someone is ridiculed and mocked for the clothing they chose to wear. It's a harsh reality we all must face. But you have the chance to change all of that with one visit to nextround.store. For just a few minutes of browsing, you will observe so many clothing options, from hats to hoodies to t-shirts. Please, for yourself or someone you love, go to nextround.store and embrace the warmth of true attire.
Hey, Lance Taylor from The Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them The Next Round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com, for the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
If you like hockey, you had a good one last night. Connor McDavid scores in double overtime to give Edmonton a 3-2 win. So they take the lead in that series. Florida and the Rangers again tonight, 7 o'clock ESPN. Feels like a must-win there for the Rangers after they dropped Game 1 at the Garden there. And Dallas and Minnesota tonight, 7:30 on TNT. You get that. We talked about the SEC baseball tournament. We've done the Chinese dribblers there. How about the crematorium in Minnesota?
How about
Forrester? The crematorium in Minnesota, that video. Remember what was the saying when Aunt Edwards and Barkley was talking? Barkley said I hadn't been to Minnesota in 20 years.
Get your ass here.
What do you say?
Get your ass here.
So if you're a crematorium in Minnesota, what do you put on your sign now? Bring your ash.
Bring your ash.
Bring your ash.
That's pretty good.
You're getting cremated, right?
I am. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Not
this
place,
weekend.
Yeah. No. I hope not.
Yeah.
I still, I brought Chuck on set. When was that? 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
I still haven't. We haven't gone down and scattered his ashes.
I
How
thought you
lazy
did
is that? We meant to, and it got confusing whether or not to bring the significant others. And my decision was, should this be a brothers' weekend?
And you still haven't done it?
We still haven't done it.
Well,
He's in my closet right now.
He's not going anywhere.
I know, but
it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Now we did have some of our friends scattered some of him in Key West.
I remember that.
That's
Yeah.
what I got
Yeah.
confused on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got confused on.
Where y'all going to scatter him?
So they had a house in Destin, but we grew up in Fort Walton when he worked in Fort Walton. So I want to go to Okaloosa Island, do some there, and then a little in Destin. Yeah, I should have done it when we were in Miramar a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that would have been a good time.
You should have.
But my brothers weren't there.
Yeah, that's true. That would have been.
At that concert, we could have rolled it up and smoked a little.
But
that's what Willie said.
It's impossible. Shane just went through divorce 4. Reed's got his 2 kids that have a ton of activities.
That's right.
We should do commercials.
Cameron
for
likes
Shane.
to sleep.
We should do commercials for Shane. Shane's really good at it.
Well,
and he's on number 4.
I heard that yesterday in the pool. I've got some audio video problems, so I'm having to listen to terrestrial radio, and that spot plays all of the time. But I think Shane, because he is a divorce attorney,
is he really?
Should voice his own spots.
That's right. Hey, I'm really good at this.
Yeah. I don't take advice well, but I give it.
I'm not just the attorney. I'm a client.
Yeah.
Hey,
and I'm on number 4.
Hey, SiriusXM's got Chris Stapleton Radio right now. 63, I think it is. Fantastic channel.
Do you basically suck if you don't get your own channel now?
Yeah, they do a ton of them.
I mean, Billie Eilish is wearing it out.
Yeah, Stapleton's is really, really good, though, for my taste of music. He and I obviously have a same taste of music.
Yeah. Do you did you see where Dua Lipa came out at the Country Music Awards, whichever one it was the most recent?
Big fan, by the way.
And did a duet with him.
Yeah. A lot of people were surprised by that. I don't know how heavily planned that was, but I think a lot to were surprised by that.
Did Roman Harper say it on the air or off the air?
No, he did. He said, "It's to my kids. I'll leave your mom for Dua Lipa."
She's strong. As Wimp would say, strong as new rope.
Strong as new rope. Champy's Chicken. Have I mentioned Champy's Chicken this segment yet?
Nope,
Champy's Chicken brings you this hour. It is strong as new rope, too. Sterling and the crew down there. 2 breast and sides are fantastic. They brine that chicken overnight. That makes it so juicy all the way down to the bone. They cook it to order, so it's not sitting under some lamp, right? It's cooked to order for you. You order it, then the nice customer service rep known as a waitress takes it back there, and then Sterling goes, "Oh, Jim's here. Two big breasts. Got it." Starts cooking it to order. All the sides, hand-cut chicken fingers, Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, and so much more. Sterling and the crew, Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. If you're going to or from the beach, just right off the Alabaster exit. There's only one Alabaster exit, right?
I don't know.
I think it is. I think it's one Alabaster exit. Just right off that Alabaster exit.
You grew up there.
I did grow up there. It's so funny, the reputation Thompson has now. When I was talking at the Tide Tour.
It is much different.
to the players. Kobe Prentice was at Calera, and Kay Law was from Shreveport, and then Tim Keenan is from Ramsey. And they were like, they told me where they went to school, where they're from, and I was like, I'm a Thompson guy. And they were, ooh, Thompson.
Oh.
And I was like, no. Yes. I was Thompson back when it was country. Not now with an indoor facility and a stadium. And
I'm a Thompson guy. You grew up in Colorado?
Yeah, you were Thompson when you.
What brought you to town?
when you could leave the lid up, you got to put the lid down there, right?
Trash Time brought to you by Mortgage Right. Hit the big button, Tyler.
I'd rather have an iguana come up my ass than a snake, though.
Personal preference, but probably so.
No, I'm just saying.
I think I'm going to pass.
LT's Trash is presented by Mortgage Right. Mortgages done the right way.
That probably didn't come out right.
I don't think it did.
I would just rather, because I had a pet iguana. I told you guys that, Rex, way back in the day. And he would use his tail to kind of whip you. He's not going to be able to do that in the toilet. They've got a soft bite. They really don't have teeth. But if a snake bites your balls and it's a venomous snake,
you're right about that.
Balls turn black, fall off.
That's right. Yeah, you got problems.
I don't know if it was a typo from Jace. He says D-man. Did he mean damn?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. Either way.
Hey, it is home buying season. Our friends at Mortgage Right here to help. Veteran founded here in Birmingham, offer loans throughout the country. While the areas they serve may have grown, their commitment to Birmingham veterans has not changed. Before you take the next steps on a new home purchase or refinance, talk with the team at Mortgage Right. No cost or obligation to find out what you qualify for. You can get more information by going to their website, mortgageright.com. Call 280 Birmingham, location 205-900-7200, NMLS 2239, equal housing lender. Our trash from our man Tyler today. It's funny we had this conversation, or I had this with somebody recently, because I've told you guys one of Maddie's friends is in Bali and has yet to come home, and she's been gone for like a month, and I've got Meatball, her English bulldog.
That's right. At least parts of Meatball.
And I told her, I was like, why didn't she just take Meatball? If she was going to have this house in Bali for a month, why would you not take her? And she was like, it's such a big to-do to fly your pet. You have to fly them ahead of time. A lot of different things they got to go underneath in the cargo. How about this? New airline will take its first flight next Thursday with dogs as its passengers. Now, Bark, all caps, company that sells dog food and toys, announced in April that it is launching a new aviation experience for dogs called Bark Air. Airline will allow pets to travel with their owners as their plus ones in the aircraft cabin rather than crates in the cargo hold. Now, the airline's first flight traveling from New York to L.A. is sold out, according to the company's booking website. Tickets are not cheap. New York to L.A., $6,000. The flight from New York to London, $8,000. One ticket, both dog and human. Company says its goal is to bring the cost of tickets down over time. Bark said it created the air travel service, quote, because despite incredible demand for dog people, there is simply no good or convenient solution to traveling long distances with your dog.
There really isn't, I would imagine, but there's also not an economical one. $8,000 to fly from New York to L.A.
Well, these are basically just charter flights at this point.
Well, they're not.
Yeah.
These are on Gulfstream G5 jets.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're private jets.
Yeah, and so they got to figure this thing out. I'm a big dog guy. If you're just going somewhere, it's tough, man. A lot of people don't like to board their animals. I don't like to board mine. Rab's great dude. I feel more comfortable, but I would rather my dogs be with me.
I dropped mine off for a play day yesterday because Maggie's at Duke, and I was the first dogs in, last dogs out. I let them have a full day of play day. And there were still a lot of dogs back there barking. I was like, what's going on? I thought I'd be the last one picking them up. But this time she goes, oh, we're overflow in boarding right now.
Summer travel months.
Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
Truth serum. If you could send your dogs out to the farm, good home, would you do it?
No, I love Angus too much. I just like it when Maggie's in town to take care of him. I just like to snuggle with Angus. I try for the third semester in a row to encourage her to take the dogs to Duke.
So why doesn't she take them?
She lives in a Verbo when she's up there.
Does she really?
Yeah.
Why would she have a door?
Yeah, and we were FaceTiming last night. She's got a beautiful wraparound porch with ceiling fans
Just
and
by
rocking
herself?
chairs. Yeah.
And she don't want to take her dogs?
Yeah. She's got my daughter there with her right now.
She's the one that made you get that little bitty dog, right?
Yeah, we have two of them. One.
I thought one wasn't little.
Oh, both are little. Yeah. Baxter, my dog, was medium. And he's now not in the closet, displayed prominently on my mantle in the living room, unlike the closet you have Chuck in right now.
I know the answer before I even asked the question to you. I think you probably have seen Saturday Night Fever with John Travolta.
I never watched it.
Okay.
I've not seen it, no.
I mean, I know the context of it,
Yeah.
that he was suburb kid, right? And he would go into town to pick up women.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
That's all he did, right?
Tony Manero. Yeah. So
I mean, wasn't Urban Cowboy just a country Texas version of
Urban Cowboy? To me, is a much better movie. Like I've seen Saturday Night Fever probably twice. It was nominated for Best Picture. He was nominated for Best Actor. Urban Cowboy didn't get the critical acclaim that Saturday Night Fever did. I thought it was much better though. But yeah, you could use that comparison.
Yeah.
I saw Saturday Night Fever. It's funny. The first time after Super Bowl 14 when the Rams lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Wow.
Yeah, I watched it on HBO that night.
Wow.
So anyway,
the soundtrack for that time was pretty amazing.
There's a new song that is getting just worn out at top 40. It's really good, but the dude sounds like one of the Bee Gees. Sounds like a Gibb brother. They talk about Chicago in it. I forgot what it's called. It's a really good song.
I think it's St. Vincent.
The movie?
No, I think St. Vincent, she's covered Linger from the Cranberries. It's out right now.
Ooh, it's
a great version of it, Brown. Yeah.
That's a unique song, Linger. The way Doris O'Riordan did it, I mean, I always liked her voice a
No,
lot.
I thought Cranberries were good.
And that's a great song. And this girl doesn't sing it as well as she did, the original, which makes it a little bit better. It's got a little more pain in the voice.
Changed it up some.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to find out real quick what that BG song is because it's good.
Ah, gosh. I think I've heard it, LT.
You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Okay, so anyway, legacy of Saturday Night Fever is staying alive, according to this article.
You know, truthfully, I think it's the Rainbow Kitten Surprise. Maybe
it's
does
not like, no.
You don't think so?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Anyway, that dance
That's a
floor
band.
is up for auction right now. That is the classic disco movie set from Saturday Night Fever, $300,000.
That's some value.
With its flashing, colorful lights, dance floor provided the perfect backdrop for John Travolta's character, Tony Manero. Now, 50 years later.
Does anybody go back to the picture before that, Tyler? Does anybody ever wear their pants that high?
That is pretty high pants.
I mean, that's covering belly button, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to.
That's insane.
It's going to put a lot of pressure in some places,
I will
too.
tell you, man, that John Travolta, from that to Urban Cowboy to Pulp Fiction, guy can dance.
Oh, yeah.
Really, really well. And
Never-
like there's nothing that he can't do. Like if you choreographed it, he could do it.
Never liked him as an actor.
Oh.
Now, I've never watched a movie of John Travolta's where I've just loved him.
Oh, really?
Urban
Yep.
Cowboy, I thought he was really good in that.
Dude,
Played
and
that role.
Get Shorty, he was incredible.
I thought he was
As Chili
fantastic
Palmer.
in Pulp Fiction.
You want me to? I hated Pulp Fiction.
So this is DJO, Into the Beginning, is the name of the song.
I thought he was good as Clinton in that.
I didn't like that movie, The
I never saw
Primary
it.
Colors.
Primary Colors, yeah.
Where he didn't play Bill Clinton, but he did play Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
No, I think John Travolta's a good actor.
I do too.
You want me to tell you something?
So
I think
tell me the band again.
It's DJO, and the song is Into the Beginning. It is a really, really good song.
I think I've said this before on the show, but I like talking about celebrities when they're nicer than you would think they were.
He's supposed to be
Travolta,
great.
He lived out at Shoal Creek
Yeah.
when he was in town shooting that NASCAR movie. He lived right off number 9, and he ate at the clubhouse all the time. And everybody I talked to at the clubhouse was like, he was the nicest person. Like,
I love to hear that.
They were starstruck at first, but then he put them at ease, and he was just the nicest person.
Well, and there's a lot of people that they're going to jump to the conclusion he's a Scientologist, he's a weirdo. Maybe that's true. He has had a rough life. His son, he lost his son Jet. He lost his ex-wife Kelly Preston. So he's gone through a lot of tragedy.
By the way, Deadwood, not St. Vincent. It's Royal Otis that covers
That was
Linger.
very close.
Yep.
Yeah. DJO. Check it out.
All right.
So anyway, this is up for auction June 12th through the 15th in L.A., Hollywood Legends. It is going to be held by Julian's Auctions. Dance floor measures more than 24 feet long, 16 feet wide. It's got 288 light bulbs. Now, I'll tell you, man, if you had like a really cool downstairs where you had a bunch of after parties like Dale Earnhardt Jr. used to.
Yeah, or Bobby and Jean.
This would be kind of cool to have, right?
Yeah,
Conversation
yeah.
piece. Now, I don't know how many people, like, I'm sure, Little E was probably, pulling back a bunch of younger kids that probably have never seen Saturday Night Fever.
But even, what's the kids' museum downtown?
McWayne Center.
McWayne Center. For a while, they had a little floor like that, like one of those squares. Well,
Also, Jeff Bridges' bowling costume, which he wears in the final 3 scenes of The Big Lebowski, they're looking to sell it for $200,000.
Is that your favorite John Goodman role?
No, I thought Big Lebowski, and I'm a big Coen Brothers guy. I
Yeah.
thought it was such an overrated film.
Really? You didn't like
My favorite Tara Reid
film,
Bunny Lebowski.
Yeah.
I like John Goodman, though, but I've much better roles in some other stuff.
Yeah.
Argo.
Oh, fantastic in Argo. It's a good movie.
Our final story here today from Tyler here, Trash on the Table. Boy, I mean, nothing is sacred. Hulu is launching a new dating series titled Virgin Island.
Oh, boy. Oh, no.
Where stunningly attractive and confident singles who claim to have never had sex want to change that. Now, the show hails from ITV America, producers behind Love Island and Queer Eye. According to Hulu, Virgin Island will host a bunch of hot virgins at an island resort where they will look for, quote, the one. Throughout the 10-episode series, contestants will go on dates, participate in romantic activities as they prepare to renounce their V-cards. Per the logline, quote, as the cast finds heartfelt connections and explores their varying reasons for waiting, there will be plenty of unexpected twists, including new arrivals and departures. Applications for Virgin Island now open to U.S. residents age 21 and over. Look, I think this would be impossible to hold out till marriage, but if you have, good for you. I think that's great. But I don't think you hold out to get on a reality show to lose it, right?
If you've held out that long.
And by the way, the first girl that's out, I'm going to be like, were you really ever in?
No, that's what's going to be so funny about this is that once this thing comes out, you're going to have so many people lining up saying, I banged her. I banged her. I had sex with him.
Is this has its own Disney?
Yeah. What's on Disney Plus?
Since the merger, all Hulu shows are on Disney Plus. And
like
vice versa.
we're signed up for Disney Plus. We have to go to Disney Plus to click on Hulu.
Okay, this is
except for my Hulu account, which I have upstairs where Maggie doesn't know it. I just go straight to Hulu.
We are so sensitive about words now, but what other things can get past? Like I remember back in the day, Mike Golick, I had a script that I wrote, gave it to Mike Golick, and he said because he worked for Disney, when he looked at it, it was too much. Like the Disney family, because of cussing, would probably terminate his employment.
Well, I just wondered if somebody at Disney thought they were greenlighting a show about the U.S. Virgin Islands.
That's right.
And only to find out, no, that's not it at all.
Yeah, just a misprint. They left the S off the island.
That documentary's really good. Just fix the graphic, add the S, and you're good to go.
We're good to go with the documentary on the U.S. Virgin Islands. I'm sure a lot of people are going to watch that.
What would you do if your daughter was like, you know what? Hey, I'm spending the summer on Virgin Island.
Yeah.
How old was she? Is she 23?
23.
That's a good run.
Does it really
23 is a good run.
Age is not going to be a
you
factor
wanted to
for my
lose
age.
it on Virgin Island?
Well, no, but 23. You take that off, you're like, good run.
Very
Good
true.
run.
Very true.
All right, there you go. That's Trash brought to you by
our friends at Mortgage Right. Make sure if you are in the home buying mode right now, make sure you reach out to these guys. Remember, whether you're looking for your final home, your first home, whether you have a big down payment or need 100% financing, Mortgage Right, one-stop shop for mortgages. Visit their office right here on 280 in Birmingham. You can call 205-900-7200 or online mortgageright.com.
I tell you, I was going to make a joke about Virgin Island. They get there and it's only 28 guys from math club that showed up on the island.
Oh, why are we here?
These numbers don't add up.
Hey, do you think there's any chance that every participant would be a virgin?
No. Zero chance.
No, I would imagine the going and comings that you talked about, that at some point, one of the people that arrive on the island is going to be like you said, and Lance has arrived, and he's got something that's going to rock the world coming up.
Look at this. Hardee's has got blueberry biscuits coming
God,
up.
I used to love those things.
I've never had a blueberry biscuit.
I think they used to have them back in the day, the blueberry biscuit.
Oh,
with
I think it was raisin. I don't think they had blueberry.
Cinnamon raisin, you're right. It was cinnamon raisin. So now they're blueberry.
Blueberry with the frosting on
Now,
top.
you know what the next step is? You're going to find Hardee's. Where's the nearest Hardee's?
Ooh.
Is that one still open at Vestavia?
That's Homewood, right? Homewood's got. No, that's an Arby's.
We were in Flomaton on the way to the beach a couple of weeks ago.
To get a biscuit.
No, but we passed a Hardee's, and I had the argument with Maddie because she's West Coast. She's like, I said, Carl's Jr. is Hardee's, and she's like, no, it's not. Carl's Jr. is so much better than Hardee's. I'm like, it's the same thing.
Shmoo says they had the blueberry about a decade ago.
Ooh, I don't remember.
Yeah, when we were kids, though, it was that same concept, but
cinnamon raisin, and they were good.
They were.
I love that.
Yeah, but I would go. I like cinnamon raisin, but I would go blueberry
looks
cinnamon
better.
raisin.
I agree.
Forrester says Jax has a blueberry cream cheese pie right now.
Oh,
and he gives it the
we
chef kiss.
do have a Hardee's on Valleydale.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's still open. No, Jeremy says it is.
Yeah, it's not on Valleydale. It's the one down the street from where we used to work, though. It's I guess that's Oxmoor.
Well, there used to be one on Valleydale, but I don't know if it's open or not.
Yeah, that's the one that
it's near 3340. I pass it every Sunday, and I can't tell you if it's open or not.
Yeah, I thought it changed to a chicken place.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking Valley, but there is one down the street from where we used to work. It's still there.
Hey, instead of a pizza party, Hardee's party for you guys?
No, better than that.
Look at everybody.
Much better than that.
It's how I had. It's how I learned how to drive.
Well, Hardee's?
Yeah, because when I was taking driver's ed, my assignment was I would get in the car, and the PE coach was our football coaches, the assistants. They were the driver ed teacher. They'd hop in. They're like, all right, drive us to Hardee's. And we'd drive and get a big bag of biscuits for the coaches.
I thought you were going to tell us James Sr. was hammering on Bud Heavy and wanted you to drive him to Hardee's.
So that was where I drove driver's ed, from Thompson High School all the way up to Highway 31 through the drive-through. Don't hit the curb now. Then tell them we need 6 steak biscuits, Five sausage biscuits
I didn't like
and a bag full of mustard.
I did not like their steak biscuit.
I love their steak.
No, I didn't.
You think it's steak?
Well, I didn't think it was. No, I didn't like it.
That was our trash with Mortgage Right. We're back in a moment right here on TNR with our Floribama Lounge, a special thing coming up next.
Call the next round now at 205-734-0923.
Spring weather is here, and our friends at Hemphill Services are offering a $69 HVAC tune-up plus 10% off any service call when you mention the next round. Call Adam, Chad, and the guys at Hemphill Services. Make sure your HVAC unit is ready to keep up with the changing weather. Hemphill Services, locally owned and operated independent train dealer. The team can service all makes and models. For all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs, call Hemphill Services. It's hard to stop a train. 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com. That's 205-229-2090, hemphillservices.com.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live is dedicated to giving you daily news conferences and practice video from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and around college football. Follow and compare to the sites you used to visit. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Daily Show. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. See more at nextroundlive.com.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
The wait is over. Tonali has arrived. Beautifully distinctive Italian styling and performance. Come test drive the all-new 2024 Alfa Romeo Tonali plug-in hybrid at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. The all-new Tonali offers best-in-class horsepower and torque, fastest 0 to 60 times in its class, plus best-in-class range with full electric charge. And best of all, qualified Tonali leasees are eligible for up to $7,500 EV tax credit factored into your lease. Hurry down to Alfa Romeo of Birmingham and experience the all-new Tonali.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
I think that's a good one. All right, the guys will be recording a new Mystery Fifth Hour right when we are done today.
I think we use your topic right there.
It's going to be me, Lance, EG, and Tyler on the Mystery Fifth Hour.
The suggested topic by me, unless they come up with a better one, is what would you do again for the like it's the first time?
Write this one down.
Yes, please.
What would you do again if you could experience it like it's the first time?
Okay. I like that. I like that. Yeah. We'll do that.
Not to beat you to the punch. But
it will not be Hardee's.
But like a Rams Super Bowl for the first one, if you were there, that kind of stuff.
Stole it.
I did not just steal it.
It's one of the,
one of the obvious
I would go Rams Super Bowl 34, kid's birth.
By the way, we do have a Mystery Fifth Hour out. A couple, our buddy Todd Coder was here yesterday, and another guy, music producers, concert promoters, actually, giving some behind-the-scenes stories. You can get that where you get our podcast and video on YouTube.
This week?
Yeah, it just dropped yesterday.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. I didn't know
it's
if
been
that
really,
come out.
it's been well received. So if you want some behind-the-scenes stories, fantastic story about Cruz. Was it Third Eye Blind? No, who was the band? Do you remember the band?
Three Doors Down?
No, there was a band cruise. I can't remember the band, but the band's irrelevant. It's somebody. That was
I know
on the
who it was. It was.
It was a band I didn't think would be big enough.
It
to
was
have
a
their own
band out of
cruise.
Gainesville.
Leonard
Sister
Skinner.
Hazel.
No, Sister Hazel.
Yeah, it was Sister.
that
Hazel.
it?
That was Jacksonville,
Okay.
Jim.
Yeah, it was Sister Hazel.
So anyway, go watch that.
Yeah, we've
on our
got
YouTube
a lot
channel.
of content. We've got a last call coming up. We're not going to give you who last call will be.
Probably
with.
shouldn't until after that's recorded.
Very
It's gonna
yellow
be
light.
super yellow
But
light.
Forrester got another message on my way to the bathroom, and we've got cell phone now, so
Yeah,
I
so
feel
we're
a
in.
lot better about this.
Floribama Lounge before the show's over with here. Got to get to a little video here from the Floribama, brought to you by that great place.
Yeah, so Floribama this Memorial Day weekend, starting at 11 this morning, I talked to Uncle Steve Powers today. He said live music started up, 48 live performances on 6 different stages, plus tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Dunaway, you said you've got no plans. Your wife's out of town. The Miss Memorial Day Bikini Contest. Ladies can sign up on their site at Floribama.com right now. Floribama Fishing Rodeo, less than a month away.
Is that
Join
happening
them
Saturday?
for
Or
the 12th annual one?
The
Bikini Contest is tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Miss Memorial Day. You
Yeah.
going to make it?
Steve lets me judge. I'll be there. I can make it down there.
Oh, we can get that done.
Yeah, overnight.
More content right here.
That or the fight when I have with Maggie that I drove down there to do it.
She left you with the dogs.
Yeah, that's true.
Give her middle
Lance
finger.
makes a point.
Judge.
I'd have to take the dogs.
No,
Steve.
if you'll go do this, I'll keep your dogs. I mean, hell, I've got 3. I might as well have 5 this weekend.
I want my dogs to come back.
That chili might kill one. But,
Yeah, or 2.
For more information on all of the great things going on at the Floribama, which is just one of the best places you could ever be, especially this weekend, go to Floribama.com.
Live music there all the time. Set this one up for us, LT. Who do we have?
So this is going to be Kevin Mack, and he is performing When Granny Drinks Whiskey. Now, the video and song, really, really funny. They're in the songwriter's room. That is my favorite room. Had this discussion with my ex-wife's boyfriend last night. Boy, I've been in some interesting situations this week.
I would say.
But he was talking about songwriter's room, his favorite room, because we were talking to Rockstar, who was actually in the kitchen with us last night, post-graduation, who is going to be performing from this room one day.
Well, you guys have a lot in common.
I guess.
Songwriter's room at the Floribama. So this is the Floribama Lounge. We're going a little long.
Dunaway's on the front row. Hey, and it's Maggie back with her old hairdo.
Yeah, me or Stanford Steve. This is the Floribama Lounge, brought to you by the Floribama. Hang on, we're going a little overtime.
Grandfather cheated on my grandmother with her. And for when I tell this story, I'm making all this shit up. This shit didn't happen. I had a great, loving family. Like, honestly, what happened was I had an awesome grandmother. She taught me and my brother to shoot 12-gauge shotguns, and that's where this whole thing started from there. But I like just saying this, so here we go. So, my grandfather was cheating on my grandmother with her sister. And I caught him. And I went and told Grandma what had happened. And she got drunk one night and killed him. Y'all want to hear the song I wrote about it? All right. Wrote this with my buddies Dave, Kennedy, Shannon Wilson, White Durrett. I told them the story, what happened to Grandma. We wrote it. Here we go. It's called When Granny Drinks Whiskey. I'll tell y'all something else. I'll just go ahead and tell you. So I was on Shark Tank on November 3rd. I got a guitar pick that sticks to your guitar. And I did a deal with Mark Cuban this month.
You got Mark Cuban to invest in his product. This is amazing to me, man.
So, yeah. I got up there. Y'all should watch it on Hulu. I got there and sang my ass off. And did a deal with Mark Cuban. He's great. And we sold a lot of picks last week. So if you need a Christmas present, pick the pick that sticks. But anyways, to say that, I got a whiskey coming out in January called Shotgun Granny's Whiskey. So here we go.
He needs to work with us, man.
Goes like this. Here we go. When Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink whiskey. Cause Granny don't drink no beer. No beer! When Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink whiskey. We're all drinking whiskey round here. I saw my grandpa with some old girl who wasn't grandma. When he saw me, he ran like hell, grabbed me by the arm and said, "You better not tell." 1, 2, 3. When Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink whiskey. Cause Granny don't drink no beer. No beer! Yeah, when Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink the whiskey. We're all drinking whiskey round here. Sunday supper, y'all, I let it slip. How my granddaddy really broke his hip. You could see the anger in her one good eye. She pulled up a bottle of that Tennessee Rye. Yeah, when Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink whiskey, 'cause Granny don't drink no beer. Yeah, when Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink whiskey. We're all drinking whiskey round here. My granny said, I done had enough. Got some shotgun shells and a big old pinch of snuff. She was running down the hall, hollering whore, blowing buckshot through the bedroom door. Yeah, when Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink whiskey, 'cause Granny don't drink no beer. Yeah, when Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink whiskey. We're all drinking whiskey round here. This is my favorite verse, y'all. Good Lord, I'll be damned if it wasn't her sister bumping her old man. She gave them a wink and a crooked smile. Well, now she's a widow and an only child. Yeah, when Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink whiskey, 'cause Granny don't drink no beer. Yeah, when Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink the whiskey. We're all drinking whiskey. Let's pretend we're REO Speedwagon. You ready? Hey. Yeah! The moral of the story still reigns true. Don't you dare let my granny round 100 proof. That gunpowder smell is down the hall. It's all I got left of my grandpa. www.tickpick.com. $29.95. Get you a six-pack. www.lcmarshall.com. That was my granny. You can get your bottle in January. Made in Nashville, Tennessee at Pennington Distillery. Sing with me, you bastards. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, when Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink whiskey, 'cause Granny don't drink no beer. No beer! Yeah, when Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink whiskey, so we're all drinking whiskey round here. Everybody, when Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink whiskey, 'cause Granny don't drink no beer. No beer! Yeah, when Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink whiskey, so we're all drinking whiskey round here.
Floribama Lounge right there. A little sample of what to get at the Floribama.
Yes. Live music started over an hour ago. Memorial Day weekend is here, Friday through Sunday. 48 live performances, 6 different stages, including the songwriter stage right there that you see. Plus tomorrow, you can join Dunaway, 3 o'clock in the 10, Miss Memorial Day Bikini Contest. Ladies can sign up. Floribama.com. Get in all weekend. Go see Steve, Jennifer, all the fine folks at the Floribama.
We've had deeper lyrics in the lounge than that.
You think?
Yes.
Not as good sound crowd participation though, Brownie.
That's
Except
true.
for Dunaway up front, had his phone out, always recording things.
Of course.
Not just enjoying the
Can't
moment.
live the moment.
Enjoy Memorial Day weekend. Remember to take a moment to thank families of service people who paid the ultimate price, and take a moment to honor those with your family, the men and women who have served our country, and those that did not come home. We are off on Monday. We're back with you on Tuesday at 9 a.m. Central Time. Until then, God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.